Dragon Age. Dragon Age. I'm just saying shit. Dragon Age. Okay, notification. Dragon Age. We were standing right outside, right next to Solus, weren't we? Eggman. We were, yep. Hello, Egghead. Hello. Why do... What a fucking book? No, that's just one of the stone pieces. Okay. We're gonna do some codex reading. Yes. So I'm trying to read all the lore. I like lore. Okay. Tevinter Society. To those outside of the Tevinter Imperium, it is easy to imagine a society filled with mages and elven slaves and little else. In truth, there are three different Tevinters, each of them a world completely separated from the others. There are the mages, the land's nobility, completely obsessed with competing for supremacy with each other, almost to the exclusion of paying any heed to the nation's enemies, such as the Qunari. Well-bred Altus sneer at the Latins, who in turn sneer at the Praetari. They vie for dominance in the Magisterium, where factions shift and flow on a daily basis with deadly consequences, requiring every family to put on a veneer of perfect citizenship or face scandal and censure. Then there are the so-called Soparati, the Sleepers. These are the non-magical citizens who vastly outnumber the mages, that are beholden to their whims. Many are resentful of this status, plotting in secret even as they secretly hope their children will possess magical talent, an enticing lure since the talent could conceivably show up in anyone, even a slave. It would be easy to forget that Tevinter possesses a massive class of publicans, the civil servants and leaders of the legionnaires. It has an enormous merchant class, enough teeming poor to drown any other nation in Thedas, and the shadowy thieves called Presumptor, who are practically treated with respect. And then there are the slaves. One would think they, at least, see each other as equals, but it is not so. The divide between the freed liberati, those who act as personal servants to magisters, those who work on farms and factories, and the servus publicus, who do all the tasks proper citizens will not. It is all but insurmountable, but perhaps in emulation of those who own them. Imperial slaves will connive and scheme to try anyhow. Outsiders might see it as futile, but to Deventer citizens, their nation's social classes are the most mutable and rewarding of merit in all of Thedas. There are those who would tell you that the Chantry is the same everywhere as it is here, that the divine in Val Royeaux reigns supreme in the eyes of the Maker, and that this fact is unquestioned throughout Thedas. Do not believe it. The Maker's second commandment, magic must serve man, not rule over him, never held the same meaning within the ancient Tevinter Imperium as it did elsewhere. The Chantry there interpreted the rule as meaning that mages should never control the minds of other men, and that otherwise their magic should benefit the rulers of men as much as possible. When the clerics of Tevinter altered the chant of light to reflect this interpretation of the commandment, the divine in Val Royeaux ordered the clerics to revert to the original chant. They refused, claiming corruption within Val Royeaux, an argument that grew until in 487 Towers the Chantry in Tevinter elected its own legitimate and uncorrupted divine Valhale, who was not only male but also happened to be one of the most prominent members of the Tevinter Circle of the Magi. This black divine was reviled outside Tevinter, his existence an offense to the Chantry in Val Royeaux. After 4 exalted marches to dislodge these rebels, all that the Chantry in Val Royeaux accomplished was to submit the separation. While most aspects of the Imperial Chantry's teachings are the same, prohibitions against magic have been weakened and male priests have become more prevalent. The Circle of the Magi today rules Tevinter directly, ever since Archon Numeron was elected in 734 Storm, directly from the ranks of the enchanters. Great applause from the public. He dispensed with the old rules forbidding mages from taking part in politics, and within an age, the true rulers within the various imperial houses, the mages, took their places openly within the government. The Imperial Divine is now always drawn from the ranks of the First Enchanters and operates as Divine and Grand Enchanter both. This is utter heresy to any member of the Chantry outside of Tevinter, a return to the days of the Magisters which brought the blights down upon us, but it exists, and even though we have left the Tevinter Imperium to the mercies of the dread Kunari, still they have endured. Further confrontation between the Black Divine and our so-called White Divine is inevitable. From Edicts of the Black Divine by Father David of Caranus, 811 Blessed. There is a mistaken impression outside the Tevinter Imperium that a Magister is simply a mage, and the mere act of being a mage is all that is required to be among the ruling class. A misperception aided, no doubt, by some Tevinter mages claiming the title outside their homeland to take advantage of its reputation. In truth, being a magister requires one hold a seat in the magisterium, the upper house of the imperial senate. This is the body that makes laws and which chooses the new archon if there is no approved heir. The senate's lower houses, the plebiscanium, consists of elected officials, but it has no true power and is considered a bureaucratic body. Magisters, meanwhile, come from the ranks of the Circle of Magi in the imperial chantry, but most hold their seats by virtue of an archon having granted it to their family long ago. It is not technically required for a magister to be a mage. Indeed, after the transfiguration that saw the old gods abandoned, and Androstianism embraced, most were not. Since the Tower's age, however, non-mages in the magisterium have slowly been weeded out. A true magister is thus a figure of real power in Tevinter. All other mages serve at their pleasure, and any mage not of proper lineage has no influence outside of that which personal wealth and talent provide. From the Ancient North by Sister Petrine. Two more group codexes. The Orlesian Civil War. When Grand Duke Gaspard attacked Empress Celine of Orlais in an attempt to claim the throne, we assumed business across the country would suffer greatly. To counter propaganda suggesting she was overly tolerant of the elves, Celine was drawn to crush an elven uprising in Haram Sharal, and Gaspard's attack there destroyed her forces and cut her off from Val Royeaux. She escaped back to the Orlesian capital, with 100 mad stories explaining how, at which point we started closing down the family shops, expecting Gaspard's army to carve a bloody path through the heartlands and up north towards cities loyal to Celine. Instead, the humans have been downright reasonable. We made a killing on furs and silver in Val Royeaux, as Gaspard's hold on southern Orlais cut off incoming trade goods from Ferelden. The nobles in Montfort and Valchevin also brought up bought up violets as though their touch killed Darkspawn. Apparently, Celine declared that wearing purple flowers was a way for humans to show their loyalty to her. In Ferelden, half of the cities would be on fire, but in Orlais, the nobles make jokes and the merchants just keep peddling their wares while Gaspard and Celine's armies clash in the dales. The only people really suffering are the peasants, but then that's true enough anywhere. Send extra guards on the next shipment, but save the lyrium for Ferelden. The family's doing good business here as it is. From a letter from Durnal Harak, dwarven merchant to his family in Ostwick. Huh. I know what you have been telling the others. You mouth the word cult and repeat lies the Chantry has been spewing at us for 1,000 years. Look around you, my friend. See what mighty Tevinter is today. A once proud nation brought low, barely able to hold itself against the Oxmen. We neutered our mages at the behest of a foreign religion, exalted their false maker, and became the laughingstock of all Thedas. Now we have the chance to reclaim what is rightly ours, but only if we act. We cannot wait to see which way the wind is blowing. We must make it blow. The Venatori are hunters, recruited in secret over several years. We will descend with deadly purpose to spill the blood of the South and make it ripe for conquest. When we return to our homeland, it will be as victors, with a new god as our patron. Then the cowards who refuse to aid us will know their mistake in full. Reported as evidence the Varantium Circle of Magi, Dragon, 940. Let's just go through. All the... Okay. Solus.
My friend, I'm interested in what you told me of yourself and your studies. If you have time, I'd like to hear more.
You continue to surprise me. All right, let us talk. Preferably somewhere more interesting than this.
Oh, he's transporting me. Oh boy. Back to Haven.
Why here?
Haven is familiar. It will always be important to you.
We talked about that already.
We did?
I sat beside you while you slept, studying the anchor.
Thank you.
I'm glad someone was watching over me.
You were a mystery. You still are. I ran every test I could imagine. Searched the Fade, yet found nothing. Cassandra suspected duplicity. She threatened to have me executed as an apostate if I didn't produce results.
Of course you did.
Cassandra's like that with everyone.
Yes.
I made the Eggman laugh.
You were never going to wake up? How could you? A mortal sent physically through the Fade. I was frustrated, frightened. The spirits I might have consulted had been driven away by the breach. Although I wished to help, I had no faith in Cassandra, or she in me. I was ready to flee.
Where to?
The breach threatened the whole world. Where did you plan to go?
Someplace far away, where I might research a way to repair the breach before its effects reached me. I never said it was a good plan. I told myself, one more attempt to seal the rifts. I tried and failed. No ordinary magic would affect them. I watched the rifts expand and grow, resigned myself to flee, and then... It seems you hold the key to our salvation. You had sealed it with a gesture. And right then, I felt the whole world change.
This isn't how it happened.
You didn't say it that way, I don't think. You just said it.
Is that how you remember it? That is what I mean about perception shaping our existence.
But that's only true in the Fade.
Where do you think we were?
This isn't real.
That's a matter of debate. Probably best discussed after you
Motherfucker.
wake up.
Egghead, I don't... God damn it. Wardrobe. Fashion! Eh. Eh. Ooh, wait. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, so is this all gonna just be variants of... Ah, the gloves are too long, but it's almost right. I don't like... Okay. Hold on. Probably gonna be Night's Watch.
They've certainly spared no expense.
Where does this go? What? Yep. I shall judge the prisoner.
Impressive, is it not? Fit for a leader, meant to show influence and the burden.
You know what, I do fuck with that
It
outfit,
is where
yeah.
the Inquisition will sit in judgment. Where you will sit in judgment.
Who will I judge?
Who will I be judging exactly?
Those who have done wrong. You will know of them, at the very least. All this presumes they have survived their initial encounter with you, of course.
Grim responsibility.
Still more lives in my hands.
You are a beacon of law, Inquisitor, as others retreat from responsibility. But this needn't be bloody. The Inquisition's sovereignty is derived from the allies who validate it. You are both empowered and bound. Justice has many tools. If their application is clever, execution may even seem merciful by comparison.
Let us begin.
Is there anyone I should judge?
Take the throne when you're ready. We will bring him before you.
I wonder who it could be.
You recall Gerion Alexius of the Winter. Ferelden has given him to us as an acknowledgement of your aid. The formal charges are apostasy, attempted enslavement, and attempted assassination, on your own life, no less. De Winter has disowned and stripped him of his rank. You may judge the former magister as you see fit.
These are grave charges.
I remember what would have happened to Thedas if his treachery had succeeded.
Thedas.
I couldn't save my son. Do you think my fate matters to me?
Will you offer nothing more in your defense?
You've won nothing. The people you saved, the acclaim you've gathered. You'll lose it all in the storm to come. Render your judgment, Inquisitor.
I want him researching magic.
Your magic was theoretically impossible, Alexius. I could use people like you. Your sentence is to serve, under guard, as a researcher on all things magical for the Inquisition.
No execution? Very well.
I think most of the time I execute him, but let's try that. At least orders.
And what else did Lady Forsythia say?
That she'd rather drown herself than help the Inquisition.
Anything else?
She said she'd have us flogged alive if we allied with her brother.
That does sound like her.
Cheer up, Josie. We at least have her attention.
You always do find the brighter side of things. We are in the midst of cementing an alliance with Lady Forsythia of Nevada, your worship. It's become a somewhat delicate task.
Can I help?
Can I do anything to help negotiations?
Thank you, but I believe I have matters in hand. I dissuaded her from sending soldiers when she learned we'd struck an accord with a brother she's feuding with. Lady Forsythia simply employs a colorful manner of speech.
Putting it mildly.
You're rather good-natured about threats of death and dismemberment.
They are chiefly bluster, Inquisitor. Most of them. But I confess I do miss my staff from the embassy in Antiva. It was always useful to discuss the day's visitors with them.
Discuss them with me.
I have time, if you'd like to review things with me.
I wouldn't wish to impose.
If it were imposing, I wouldn't have offered.
Well, I admit there are a few potential alliances it would be good to discuss. Right on the parlor floor, in front of everyone at the soiree. Who does such a thing in front of their guests?
The Duke of Kellington, apparently.
And Sarah, Can she not find a single overshirt without mustard stains on it? Then there's Dorian. The man refuses to take anything seriously unless it suits its whim. Not to mention... Oh goodness. Have we been here an hour already?
Yeah,
Is relaxing really this difficult for you?
Of course not. Well, occasionally. I didn't intend to go on for so long. You must think me quite...
You are our ambassador.
Spending time with such an engaging woman is never unpleasant, Lady Montilier.
Goodness. I'm glad I haven't wasted your day. Well, I've taken up quite enough of your time already. Until next time, Your Worship.
God damn it, we're up here. Take me back to where I was. Ugh. Judgment already judged the prisoner. God damn it, there's so much to Skyhold. It's so much.
Yes?
I already talk about this?
Tell me about the Montiliers.
Well, my parents are alive and in good health.
I can't
They live
remember.
in our estate in Antiva City. Of my 4 siblings, most attend to the running of the family vineyards. That reminds me, I must ask someone to make sure Yvette attends the spring reception at the palace. My youngest sister has no head for social engagements.
Why are you overseeing your siblings' social lives?
It's Antivan custom. After a certain age, the heir apparent runs the family's estate to prove they're worthy of succession. If you're unfit for the task, the heads of the house, usually one's parents, may decree a new heir.
And then what do the
What do
heads
these
do?
Antivan heads of the household do if they don't run it?
They work and provide guidance. I've taken advice from my parents. Well, mostly mother. Father's more of an artist. It's rather gauche, but we never can dissuade him from running his own salons. Between him and my siblings, mother's looking forward to my taking over the estate.
Where do you find time?
Can you run your family's business and be the Inquisition's ambassador?
I won't let it interfere with the quality of my work for the Inquisition, I assure you. But managing the estate is my duty. As much work as it is, I will not shirk it.
Is running your family's estate that important to you?
I'm responsible for their welfare. A Montilier never shuns their familial duty. Taxing as those duties can sometimes be.
Maybe your siblings could help lighten your burden.
You don't know them. But Lorien in charge, or Antoine, or Yvette? No, truly. It must be me.
Where were you raised, Josephine?
I was born in Antiva City.
I guess I
But
didn't.
when I turned 15, Mother
ask her these
declared I'd
questions.
attend finishing school in Valroyo. But I bowled into her skirts the day I had to leave.
You must have missed her terribly.
I did. And she was most unsympathetic to my wailing. But my mother only wanted the best for me. Living in Orlais was an education in itself.
What did you learn at this finishing school in Valroyo?
Among other things, mathematics, rhetoric, poetry, history, logic, and a great deal of etiquette. I still remember Madame Beventir's switch on my knuckles when I forgot the basic tenets of Nevaran dining customs. For a dowager approaching her 80th year, she had quite the arm.
How did the younger you like Valroyo when you arrived?
Have you ever
Why do I have a
stepped
book
into
on my
new
hip?
city and felt the buildings couldn't possibly
Where'd that come
be
from?
real?
Why is that there?
That was Valroyo to me. So beautifully foreign. I gaped at its spires for months.
Does Antiva City have nothing that compares to Valroyo?
Antiva City is a jewel among the capitals. But I did not appreciate that before I traveled. There are multitudes of places I'd like to see. Saharan, the Anderfels, whatever lies past the Amaranthine Ocean.
Who rules Antiva?
Officially, the
More
Principality of
lore.
Antiva is governed by His
So
Majesty
much
King Fugel no.
talking.
In reality, Antiva's merchant princes rule the country in everything but name. Quite loudly, I might add.
What sort of dealings did you have with these merchant families?
As ambassador, I attended Privy Council meetings in a mediatory capacity. May I just say, one has never heard an argument until they've sat in on 15 princes howling down each other's tariff suggestions.
That sounds more like a mob than a meeting.
It's all a part of life in Antiva. Our traditions value passion and romance. A certain exuberance of style.
Are you positive you're Antivan?
I can be most exuberant when it's called for. Just at the right moments, and in a proper fashion. Might we speak of something else?
What's the land like in Antiva?
The settled areas are quite lush. The vineyards run as far as the eye can see in some places. Antiva City, however, perches right up against the Rialto Bay. That's what I miss most. The sea crashing against the maze of the docks.
I have difficulty seeing you wandering around a trading port.
Everyone in Antiva City spends time by the ships, my lord. The finest restaurants and poets all make their habitation by the sea. The waterfronts never still. Lanterns are lit along the promenade no matter what the weather.
Are you ever homesick?
Occasionally. When a breeze stirs the trees in the garden, I sometimes pretend it's the sound of the surf. Do you know, I even miss those terrible squawking birds infesting the harbor. My youngest sister used to throw whole loaves of bread to the gulls. Silly thing.
You said the Montiliers used to run an entire trading fleet. What happened?
There was a scandal in Val Royaux more than an age ago. The Montiliers were forbidden from trading with Orlais. Our personal fortunes never quite rebounded.
Oh,
Does
hey.
anyone in Orlais even remember what that scandal was?
I doubt it, but the injunction persists.
That sounds
exactly
stupid.
An affair with a minor lord. Perhaps. Most other details are lost.
That's... You don't even know?
Are you saying your family's livelihood was ruined because of a love affair no one even remembers?
Essentially, Orlesian politics are full of these unhappy little
Oh, that's so
missteps,
stupid.
sister.
Tell me
You
about
haven't really gone
Liliana.
into detail about how you know Liliana.
We met... let me think. We met the last few years of my schooling, but we became friends after I became ambassador to Olay. It seems terrifyingly long ago now.
How exactly did you and Liliana reconnect in the Inquisition?
I discovered my family had been overcharging a merchant we traded with for months.
Damn.
Our name carries a great deal of trust in Antiva. I spent weeks arranging a string of favors as suitable recompense. Apparently satisfied, the merchant extended me an invitation to her estate. Liliana greeted me in place of the merchant.
Sounds
I
like her.
assume there was more to it than a strange way to say hello.
It was a test of sorts. Liliana claimed she needed someone of painful integrity for the Inquisition. I accepted, once she finally explained what it was.
Do you remain close?
Yes, but she's grown so much more distant than the outgoing woman I met in Val Royaux. Liliana used to wander the Orlesian courts, singing the sweetest songs, charming the greatest wits. Now she collects secrets and takes risks that would make empires tremble. I worry, but she will not hear it.
Does Liliana confide in you?
She enjoys revisiting our more disastrous adventures. Liliana used to concoct the most ridiculous plans. Run if you ever see her with a twine ball, a measuring stick, and a handkerchief.
Let's speak later.
Another time.
What do you even fucking do with all that? I'll trust you, Josephine. A shipment of resources from the Emprise de Lyon has arrived. The ancient known as Argent infiltrated the Navarran royal palace and killed Virilius, eliminating several others who she reports were clearly co-conspirators. King Marcus is reported to have awakened as if from a dream. The Inquisition is not connected to any of this, and the king is enraged to have been magically influenced in such a manner. He will definitely be more wary of Venatori emissaries in the future. Argent brought back several interesting items that were in Virilius' possession. Further day. Madam Ambassador, I would be honored to accept your invitation. I shall make arrangements to pay the Inquisition a visit presently. I have been most curious to see your organization for myself. Sincerely, Comte Renaud de Maurier. It was to be expected. In the wake of so many important deaths and the rise of the Inquisition, several noble houses are attempting to spur their fortunes by crafting an alliance of their own. For now, they seem mired in arguments of seniority. It will be a long time before any of them threaten our standing. Who does it the fastest? Liliana. Let them squabble on their own. Poking them at this point is wasted energy.
Let's see what we have. How are the rescue efforts? Have they found anyone alive?
Excavation is slow, as you can imagine.
Ambassador Montpellier, although we have not always seen eye to eye, I believe that on this subject we will be in perfect agreement. I would like to build a monument at the site where Haven stood, as a memorial to all those who gave their lives defending the faith. Shall we work together to honor these fallen heroes, Madam Ambassador? Marquis du Relion. 42 minutes. I'm sure you have some volunteers from our ranks to help with construction.
To work?
Now that you're in charge, there's something I thought I'd bring up. There are Venatori mages out there lurking in the wilderness. This comes as no surprise to you, since you can't swing a dead cat without hitting one of Corypheus' minions, but these particular Venatori have additional significance to myself. For one, I know them personally. I would call them friends, except that would imply I didn't want them dead. Which I do. Since I have an idea of where they might be, thanks to an investigation I began before coming south, I thought we could put our heads together and track them down. At which point they would sneer something at you in Tevinter, and you would be forced to kill them. Which makes everyone happy, you for eliminating a potential threat, me for eliminating men and women too stupid and short-sighted to be permitted continued breath. They would be less happy, but who cares about them? Up to you, my Lord Inquisitor. Dorian. If there are Venatori out there, they'll show their faces, so I'm going to see them in coin loosens their lips.
At your service.
Down here. Oh. Where? Huh? Who? Why is this place so big? That's what she said. I wish.
There's no end of it. I can store an army.
Oh, this is where I... Okay. Is this just where the collectibles get stored? Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. How many times do I have to say this? If it falls on the floor, it's still good to eat. How to cook the nation. Customer supplies. Potatoes, 500. Flour, 50 sacks. Dried peas, 100. Salted meat. Willow switches, 4 to break in the new kitchen. Once again, please keep the elf out of the kitchen. And check the sugar daily and make sure there's still sugar and not salt. And try keeping this out, followed by an arrow pointing toward a crude drawing of a phallus. God damn it, Sarah. The dwarf. Hey, wow, this is fucking spooky. That just gave me XP. The First Blight, Chapter 2. People today have little concept of the consequences of the second sin. Oh, believe me when I say that when asked, pious chantry-going folk will curse the use of foul magic, spitting and snapping their fingers. But none live today who actually remember the horror that was unleashed so very long ago. Whatever records might have existed regrettably did not survive the chaos and ignorance that was to follow. We have only the tales of survivors handed down through the murky ages and the dogma of the chantry to instruct us, and that is precious little indeed. I believe I am not understating when I say that the second sin unleashed the bane of all life upon Thetis. The Darkspawn are more virulent than the worst plague, a heartless force of nature that came into our world like an ill wind. We know from accounts of later bites, as these Darkspawn invasions came to be called, never has a more appropriate name existed, that the Darkspawn spread disease and famine wherever they tread. The earth itself is corrupted by their presence, the sky roiling with angry black clouds. I do not exaggerate, my friends, when I say that a mass gathering of Darkspawn is an omen of dread cataclysm. It is said that those cursed magisters who became the first Darkspawn scratched at the very earth to find solace in the darkness of the dwarven deep roads, and there in the shadows they multiplied. Whether by intelligent design or by some last vestige of worship in their minds, they attempted to locate the old gods they had once served. They found what they sought. Dumat, first among the old gods, once known as the Dragon of Silence before the Maker imprisoned him and all his brethren beneath the earth for the first sin, usurping the Maker's place in mankind's heart. The slumbering dragon woke, freed from the Maker's prison by his twisted followers, and became corrupted himself. Dumat was transformed into the first archdemon, his great and terrible power given will by a rotting unholy mind. With the Darkspawn horde following, Dumat rose and took wing in the skies once again, bringing ruin to the world the Maker had created. The old god had become the eye of a dark storm that would ravage the entire world. Tales of the destruction of Thetis. Oh my god. Lore. Pyramids of Parvolin. The island called Parvolin was the first land in Thetis to be taken by the Kunari, and has been held by them ever since. But while the Kunari have raised their own marvels on the island, the famed city of Kunandar comes to mind. Parvolin had a rich history before the Kun ever came to its shores. Tear your eyes from Kunandar's wonders and look instead to the jungle. There you'll see the ruins of vast cities that proclaim in silence, "We were here." Parvolin's distinctive pyramids looming from the overgrowth have remained largely intact, even if their intended purpose has been lost. They do not seem to be tombs, though some chambers contain bodies that have been carefully preserved. Amazingly, the pyramid's proportions are mathematically perfect. Since their alignment is so precise, one suspects they serve some scientific purpose. Observatories, perhaps? Anvin Therastes has observed that the shape of the Parvolin pyramid seems perfectly to match the constellation Solium. We know more of the pyramids than we do of the humans who built them. The Kunari came to Parvolin as conquerors, but there is no history and little sign of battles fought on the island shores. A civilization that could build such vast cities would surely have defenses, armies, perhaps weapons alien even to the Kunari. So why is there so little proof of resistance? One answer may lie in what remains of their temples. Beneath the leaves and vines covering the walls, you can still make out the stylized carvings that adorn them. The paint has long since flaked away, but the silhouettes are clear. Intricate sea creatures, shipwrights, musicians, archers, and kings. Here and there, odd figures are depicted tall, horned, always in a position of authority and respect. What were these horned figures to the ancients of Parvolin? Priests, ritualistically crowned. Heroes, gods, perhaps. We may never know the truth, but when the Kunari arrived from the sea, horned and carrying the word of the Kun, perhaps instead of conquerors, the people of Parvolin saw an old legend returning to them. This is all supposition. The humans of Parvolin are Kunari now, their ancient civilization discarded like a child's toy. Yet the pyramids remain, along with the old cities, the island itself. One day, greater scholars may hear what they have to say. From a compiled history of the occupied north by Renatus of Aesle. Look over here now. Book on the ground. Reading. 5. In the days that followed, to avoid scandal, the appointing of Not Sheridan was claimed a grand tactic of the true general, who must have orchestrated the whole affair from secret. From secret, meaning the cloakroom, for not even his own attendants knew his face. They would have had the guard whisk him to jail for trespassing. But with his mask restored and wary of the embarrassment, the general was merciful with Not Sheridan, imposing less than half the prescribed lashes and sparing her and her lord the gallows. They were allowed to leave Orlais on the condition that Not Sheridan was henceforth her name. The fuck does that mean? What is green? Imagine I should present to you an object which, to my mind, is of indisputable greenness and ask, does this thing appear to you to be green? Naturally, you might say that it does, for you have come to recognize the appearance of the color of the object to be green, associating the word with what your eyes see. But could it be my understanding of green differs entirely from yours? What if perchance you could see into my mind? You might realize that all things that I name green are actually red in your understanding. Oh, this fucking question. Without the moorings of objective truth, we are set adrift to notions of solitary experience. The promising opening to a lecture given by Karsten Gruck, philosopher-poet at the University of Orlais. The lecture's quality dropped significantly after this point and ended quickly when Gruck subjected audience members to a poorly constructed ode to chartreuse. He fled from the auditorium under fire from students armed with overripe red tomatoes. It's actually funny. Book. Big book. Okay. It's the basement here. All right. Instruction report. Request to fight. Workers finishing the banner placements are requesting more important tasks. Several wish to train with swords so they can fight, or directly serving the Inquisition. They travel to join a war, not dress up a keep. Can't say I disagree. Our enemy cut a hole in the sky seen everywhere. We look upon it from below, but it need not humble us. We may fight because we are many. We are many because the Inquisitor inspires. The Inquisitor inspires because of his growing legend. Part of this legend is what the masses find on arrival. That is the job of your workers, not vanity but veneration. Not impulse but elevation. Their skill as workers is greater threat to the enemy than their number and half-trained soldiers, Lady Montpellier. That was such a ambassadorial answer.
We can't fight a god. The Elder Thing's not a god. He's Darkspawn. They make us no Darkspawn.
One of our finishers, Garen, fell from the scaffold and landed on a paving stone. He had breath for an hour, but his eyes were still. He died, and the Chantry sisters wrapped him. What should we do? Have them commit his body with those we have lost since Haven. I will record a sacrifice for the Inquisition. Move his fellow workers to another site and allow that time off with pay if they request. Ensure that all workers do their jobs safely. We are in a war, not a race. Rushing does no good if we harm ourselves. We are all the Inquisition.
But they say that's
Montpellier,
why
you
cut the
are
sky
so good at your
to
job.
claim the throne. You're telling me gods fight like ours? Sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, where does this go? Paint, plaster, tile, plaster, stone. Previous occupants have addressed over and over. Most are solid, some I would strip down to the stone. The strength of this place is the foundation. Are we here for the long term, or is the Inquisition temporary? Do it right. The Inquisition is only temporary if we fail, and we're not failing the Inquisitor. Damn right, that's the correct answer. Alright, that one woman is not up here. And so it was that victory was absolute, and cheers were raised for General not Sheridan. And so, buoyed by respect and admiration, not Sheridan stood proud and removed the mask to state her true name. Or had they not accepted her? Had they not thrived by her leadership? Had they not become comrades despite station and masks and nonsense of protocol? And the answer was swift and bewildering. For they had not, and swiftly she was bundled away amid calls of impostor and spy and other terms she could not know, or she still did not know or lay.
Greetings to you, Inquisitor. I am to serve as assistant to any research concerns. You'll find my skills are exceptional. I hope they prove useful.
You're taking over the duties of Minave.
Yes. She said she was needed elsewhere and that I should serve the Inquisition to the best of my ability.
What is she doing?
I wasn't told.
How can you serve the Inquisition?
I am to aid in the research of all creatures encountered in your efforts as leader of the Inquisition.
What makes you particularly qualified?
I remember being fond of animals. I don't remember why.
You were made tranquil.
Yes, I am tranquil. It was necessary due to a willful nature that made wielding magic a dangerous endeavor. I remember that being a difficult time, but I cannot remember why. My skills are well used in my current
I
position.
don't trust you.
What is your evaluation of how we're doing?
Adequate, based on the partial improvements to Skyhold.
As you were.
Yes, Inquisitor.
This goes down to Stolas.
Brilliant, isn't it? One moment you're trying to restore order in a world gone mad. That should be enough for anyone to handle, yes? Then, out of nowhere, an archdemon appears and kicks you in the head. What? You thought this would be easy? No, I was just hoping you wouldn't crush our village like an anthill. Sorry about that. Archdemons like to crush, you know. Can't be helped. Am I speaking too quickly for you?
Not at all.
You don't need to worry about me. I can keep up.
Yes, I noticed that.
Did you now?
Certainly. If you were a slack-jawed yokel, you'd already be dead. I always assumed the Elder One behind the Venatori was a Magister. But this is something else completely. In Tevinter, they say the Chantry's tales of Magisters starting the Blight are just that. Tales. But here we are. One of those very Magisters. A dark spawn.
Who does the Imperium say started the Blight?
You know how it is. Not us. They
Yeah.
say Darkspawn
Yeah.
were always there. Magisters and the Blight aren't even related. Is that a surprise? No one wants to admit they shit the bed. But if Corypheus is one of the Magisters who entered the Black City and he's Darkspawn, what other explanation is there?
You could be lying.
We only know what Corypheus claims to be.
True. He might be a convincing liar, or delusional, or insane. But how many
all
delusional
of it.
maniacs are going to have that knowledge? He broke open the Fade. I knew what I was taught couldn't be the whole truth, but I assumed there had to be a kernel of it, somewhere. But no. It was us all along. We destroyed the world.
You didn't do anything. Those men did. 1,000 years ago.
True, except that one of them is up and walking around right now. Not to mention I have idiot countrymen who would happily follow him down that path again. No one will thank me, whatever happens. No one will thank you either. You know that, yes?
No one likes a pessimist.
That attitude must be why they kicked you out of the Imperium.
They didn't kick me out? Well, only because they never got around to it. Eventually, they might have. All I know is this. Corypheus needs to be stopped. Men like him ruined my homeland. I won't stand by and let him ruin the world.
Where are you going?
Oh, and congratulations on that whole leading the Inquisition thing, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm told you have Alexius researching magic for you. Research is always what made him happiest. Perhaps I'll even go talk to him eventually. One word of advice. If he suggests altering time as a way to solve all your problems, give it a pass.
I should go.
As you wish.
More text. The veil. I detest this notion that the veil is some manner of invisible curtain that separates the world of the living from the world of the spirits. Whether it be called the Fade or the Beyond is a matter of racial politics I refuse to indulge in at the moment. There's no this side and that side when it comes to the veil. One cannot think of it as a physical thing or a barrier or even a shimmering wall of holy light. Thank you very much for that image, your perfection. Think of the veil instead as opening one's eyes. Before you opened them, you saw our world as you see it now. Static, solid, unchanging. Now that they are open, you see our world as the spirits see it. Chaotic, ever-changing, a realm where the imagined and the remembered have as much substance as that which is real. Or, in fact, spirit sees everything as defined by will and memory, and this is why they are so very lost when they cross the veil. In our world, imagination is so substance. Objects exist independently of how we remember them or what emotions we associate with them. Mages alone possess the power to change the world with their minds, and perhaps this forms the nature of a demon's attraction to them. Who can say? Regardless, the act of passing through the veil is much more about changing one's perceptions than a physical transition. The veil is an idea, it is the act of transition itself, and it is only the fact that both living beings and spirits find the transition difficult that gives the veil any credence as a physical barrier at all. From a dissertation on the Fade as a physical manifestation by Marino, Senior Enchanter of the Minrathous Circle of Magi, 655 Steel.
Greetings, Inquisitor. That is your title now, yes? I should thank you. The way things ended in Redcliffe, you could have demanded anything you wished. Yet you chose to make us equal partners. I was not expecting that.
You rebelled for good reason.
I knew you, of all people, would understand. Huh. I've been a Grey Warden, Grand Enchanter, leader of a rebellion, and now I am none of those things. Odd where fate takes you, as you're no doubt well aware.
I trust everything is well with the mages.
There have been a few scuffles with your Templars, but overall, it is going well.
You were once a Grey Warden.
Mine is an unusual circumstance, Inquisitor. Normally one is part of the Order until death. But long ago I found myself stripped of what made me a Warden.
What do you
They
mean?
tried to reinitiate me, but nothing worked. Nor could they figure out how it happened. So I was sent to the Circle of Magi, the first Warden ever to be kicked out. Quite the achievement.
It didn't bother you?
You sound happy about it.
Becoming a Warden seemed like a dream when I was first conscripted. Towards the end, however, my brothers and sisters, they felt I had somehow cheated death. I was glad to leave. It also made me unique in the Circle. I had an opportunity to do more than I ever could as a Warden.
You mean you began the Mage Rebellion?
I pushed for our vote to free the Circles of Magi. But I cannot claim sole responsibility for what followed. Still, despite all the chaos, I would do it again. What happened had to happen.
You're not still the Grand Enchanter, then?
Any claim I had to the title ended along with the Circles of Magi, although some still call me by it. Perhaps the Circles will one day be resurrected. If so, another will take the position. Until that time, I lead my fellow mages by default. I will do what I can for them.
You believe they'll recreate the Circle of Magi after all this?
It depends on who the next divine is, and what she offers. We can't go back to the way things were. But endless warfare benefits no one. That is why I agreed to Justinia's conclave. There must be another solution.
I've been meaning to ask. How exactly did the Venatori take control in Redcliffe?
Mages constantly found their way to us while we were there. Stragglers, most of them strangers. I had no way of knowing some were actually Tevinter. They spread whispers, encouraged talk of an alliance, and we were desperate. I'm
Fair
not
enough.
proud of our choice, but we were certain Templars were coming. It could have ended far worse.
I'll leave you to it.
Okay, that's where I came from. Up the stairs here. Dear Liliana, you'll be happy to learn that your friends are doing well. Schmooples II is still unhappy about his meal plan and tries to get into the pantry. I had to have a bolt installed and now he whines constantly. The two little ones are still a handful, but good news. I've managed to discourage Boulette from relieving herself on the silk rug Justinia gave you. Felicine, from 2 doors over, has been visiting almost every day to play with the Nugs. She is quite delightful, and Schmooples II is fond of her. I suspect it is because she brings him sweets from her father's shop. I had to ask her governess to keep her from visiting the house, however, as someone tried to infiltrate it 2 nights ago. An agent of one of the Blanchards, hoping to uncover some of the Nightingale's secrets. I neutralized and interrogated him. His ability to withstand questioning was deplorable. Someone needs to talk to the Blanchards about their spies. All I had to do was put Schmooples II in his face and tell him that I hadn't fed the creature that day. Your pet played his part admirably. I received your orders and will depart for Ferelden as soon as possible. I have arranged for Garter to take over Nug. Oh my god. Liliana. Talk to you. Find time to close. The news is dire. There are rumors that our Warden brothers and sisters in Ferelden have all perished. Without the Grey Wardens, the Blight will take Ferelden, and it will undoubtedly spread. It will go north to Navarra and the marches. It will come west to Orlais. At the head will be an archdemon, and in its wake will come thousands upon thousands of darkspawn. We must be ready to stare squarely into the eyes of oblivion. Many of you have asked why we remain here when such threats are mounting in the east. The problem, you see, is not a new one for us. Politics. To say Ferelden and Orlais have been at odds is an understatement. These two are like dogs and cats. We Wardens are our legion by address only, but that does not seem to matter to Ferelden's leaders. Word is that the king of Ferelden is dead, and his successor, Logain Mactier, decrees that no Warden set foot in the country. Mactier, a national hero who helped expel invading our legion forces from Ferelden, seems to have it out for our order too. Maybe he doubts our abilities, maybe he is more foolish than the history books make him out to be. This is why we must wait, even as Ferelden willingly welcomes its fate. and addressed by Warden Constable Blackwell of Valshavin to his recruits. Another thing to examine. Sadler. Baron Plucky. I don't care how many missions he's flown or how many lives his actions have saved. He is a holy terror. He nearly pecked out my eye the last time I tried to attach a message to him. All the dramatic flapping and squawking caused the sister to come over. You should have seen her look when she snatched the letter from me. If I had a weaker constitution, she might have killed me on the spot. I suppose she thought I was trying to murder her prized raven, and all she had to do was coo at him, and the Baron hopped onto her shoulder, all sweetness and nestled into her neck. How does she do it? All the birds like her. Is it blood magic? It's blood magic, isn't it, Weaver?
I'm sorry.
So am I.
What are we sorry
The
about?
names of those we lost.
Ah.
You must blame me for this.
We all saw who attacked us. We know exactly who to blame.
I keep wondering if I could have done something different. When the first of my lookouts went missing, I pulled the rest back, awaiting more information. If they'd stayed in the field, they could have bought us more time. I was afraid to lose my agents. And instead, we lost Haven.
More likely they would have stayed out there, died, and we would have lost Haven anyway.
You don't know that. Their lives could have bought Haven a small chance. My people know their duty. They know the risks. They understand that the Inquisition may call upon them to give their lives.
Our people aren't tools to be used and discarded. Your instincts were right. Their lives matter.
Can we afford such sentimentality? What if Corypheus...
We are better than Corypheus.
Damn right we are.
Your open support for the mages likely earned you enemies. Our agents will monitor the situation. If the most opposed can be identified, we may still turn this to our advantage.
You're not planning assassinations, are you?
I was planning to unleash Josephine on them. She kills with kindness. Regardless, I applaud you for the courage to stand up for the mages.
The Divine's death hit you hard. How have you been feeling?
Oh, you are referring to my outburst in Haven. I am much better now. She was a good friend, and it will take time to get used to her absence. But thank you for asking. It is appreciated.
Anything I should know?
It seems that the Orlesian army is awaiting our next move. Some of the generals are sympathetic to our cause, others are still suspicious. Our actions are under a great deal of scrutiny.
I'll leave you to your work.
What's up here? Is there anything up here? Whee! I can run in a circle. There's nothing. Damn. Those mountains look good. Damn. What a view. Could fast travel around this brown skyhold, but I don't want to do that. I want to get familiar with the place. Gatsy?
Honored, Inquisitor. Gotzi Sturhald. Did my part on the walls, and now I'm on this strange collection you've brought us. Don't know its worth to the fight exactly, but it's good workmanship.
Where did you learn your skills?
Orzammar. Carved a few statues in my day. And before you ask, yes, I chose to leave. I carved a paragon who turned out to be a sodding madwoman. Couldn't stand looking at it. The memory of a dwarf, right?
Any ideas about the origins of these reliefs?
To Vinter, early. It's in the tool marks, the grain. That's hard dust mined from the 100 Pillars, if I know anything. Oh, I suppose the scene is probably full of Tevinter robes, too.
The 100 Pillars?
Don't know more than that. Strong, though.
Do you have insight into the stories these tiles are supposed to depict?
Here you go, Inquisitor. I wrote up some thoughts. Hope it adds to the effort. Stone met, Inquisitor.
Another time.
So I can come back to him to talk about what the fuck the meaning is. Tiles. Right? My darling Wilbur, I am so proud of you. We hear so much about the Inquisition in the village. It makes me happy to know you are doing your part. I am sorry about what happened to Haven. I will light a candle in the chantry for the fallen. Please, take care of yourself. I know what you're like when things get busy and the fate of the world hangs in the balance. You must take care of yourself before you can help save the world, you know? Don't forget to eat. Still in the mountains? It must be cold and wet. Why couldn't it be a fort in the hinterlands? You'd be closer to home. Well, dress warmly. So I sent you a blanket. Anyway, you should write more often. I don't understand why you can't tell me what you're doing. You can keep secrets from your mother. Love always, Mother P.S. What do you mean I have to address the letters to Rector? Is that what they call you there? Why, your name is Wilbur Quigley. It's a good name. Wilbur was your uncle's name. He fought in the Battle of Riverdane. We are all so proud of him. Are you ashamed of your given name? Why are you ashamed of Wilbur? God damn it. One of those kind of mobs, alright. Door. Jesus Christ, there are so many doors. Oh my god, another fucking door!
Fertile ground, even here. This hold has everything.
There's Mother Giselle, Aiden, Oradon, Milan Vamal. Scaffolding. Third fall in as many days. We need more sandbags. Almost impossible to drive an anchor between these blocks. The place was built to last, but that makes it a fight to build it up. Fair enough. Approved. The Inquisition needs its people on good legs, Sir Morris. I like this Sir Morris, man. He wants to keep our people safe.
Inquisitor, Elan Vemal. Honored to represent the College of Herbalists and offer my services as apothecary. My colleague Adan was clear about the worth of your cause. I look forward to assisting him.
I look forward to working with you.
And are you? I wasn't sure what to think of you people, but recent events have put those doubts to bed. All the mundane needs of Skyhold will be well tended. If you note anything special, let me know. I'm here to serve the cause we must. I am at your service.
What is your evaluation of our supplies?
We are well supplied, and I foresee only better to come.
Are there others who could come to Skyhold?
They are helping now. I have contacted many of our finest, and their influence is not inconsequential. They are not, shall we say, prone to take the field, but we will be well supplied.
Where did you receive your training?
I studied with Adan after he left the service of the King of Ferelden. Well, when the king was no longer there to serve. Our College of Associates tends to meet informally. I've since been fortunate enough to serve various heads of state. They are all as good as another, truth be told. My skills and contacts are better suited to more imminent need.
I take it you're a city elf, not Dalish.
It's not a useful identifier. I am an elf. I was raised away from the Dalish. No, I do not know their customs. Perhaps that wasn't immediately obvious. It's of little concern. I have skill enough to be evaluated by what I can do. My associates appreciate my work.
As you were.
Of course, Inquisitor.
Ah, Inquisitor, you have finally come into your own. The Maker has put you on a difficult path. I pray you walk it safely.
I remember our talk out there, before we found Skyhold. It wasn't just the Maker who put me on this path, was it?
The Inquisitor could never have been Cassandra, or Leliana, or me for that matter. We are too political, too tied to the Chantry and all its failings. But I did not make you stand against Corypheus. I did not make you risk death to save the people of Haven.
Valid.
Only you could be the
True.
Inquisitor. I only pray the power of the
True.
Inquisition is enough.
I'll do my best to earn this.
You earned this in Haven. The Maker has chosen you to deliver us from Corypheus. You have the faith and support of everyone here. Never forget that. Now, was there anything else?
Can you tell me anything about Corypheus?
I know nothing of the man personally, but the Chant of Light speaks of what he claims to be. No matter their power, their triumphs, the mage lords of Tevinter were men and doomed to die. Then a voice whispered within their hearts, "Shall you surrender your
Nope.
power to
Hello,
time like the beasts
elf.
of the fields? You are the lords of the earth. Go forth to claim the empty throne of heaven and be gods."
That was one of the old gods speaking in their dreams.
Yes, Dumat, as I understand it. In secret, they worked magic upon magic. All their power and all their vanity.
This is
they
one
turned
good
against
security
the
guard.
faith
He's just standing
until
there,
at last
not
it gave
blinking.
way.
That sounds like what happened with the breach.
What did she do?
Very similar, Inquisitor. Above them, a river of light. Before them, the throne of heaven waiting. Beneath their feet, the footprints of the Maker, and all around them echoed a vast silence. But when they took a single step toward the empty throne, a great voice cried out, shaking the very foundations of heaven and earth.
Corypheus said he found only chaos and corruption.
The Chant of Light says that it was beautiful until the Maker himself spoke. And so is the Golden City blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have
I really want to
false
know
certainty
how
and doom upon
game
all the
development
world.
works when it comes to world building. This stuff. Like, do they just hire one person to fucking... Like, I know they will hire people to write lore books. But is the norm to hire just a singular person that fucking does it all? And builds, like, a skeleton? Or do they do a team? Which is the norm? I want to know.
Corypheus seemed so certain that he heard nothing. He described it as dead whispers.
Bitterness, perhaps?
Some game
He
dev
paid a
studio
high
hire
price
me.
for his crime.
Please.
Violently were they cast down, for
Please.
no mortal may walk bodily in the realm of dreams, bearing the mark of their crime.
Walking bodily in the realm of dreams is exactly what Corypheus said he did. But the mark, could it be related to the mark I bear?
I cannot say. Perhaps Andraste saw clearly and we misinterpreted her words. It was always taught that the mark they bore was the shape of Darkspawn. Bodies so maimed and distorted that none should see them and know them for men.
Nope, the elf is
That is
back.
all I know of your adversary, Inquisitor.
That's nothing but myth and legend.
Myth and legend that matches at least some of what your adversary himself said. You want a literal truth.
Why is she
but I
freaking out? What
cannot
are you
fault
doing?
you for it. I would as well if I faced such a foe. A century from now, your own story may be another verse. And who knows how much truth it will hold. Still, I would trust these words over any spoken by Corypheus.
I love
I
this.
hope they help you.
Mother Giselle is so good.
Your worship,
Can you tell me how our people are doing?
what would you like to know?
Yeah, we can always.
Fair.
All I need.
Haven was a cock-up, Herald, Inquisitor. But you did right by me, and others. We'll pay you back.
Oh yeah, because I saved people. You're welcome, Adon. Aiden.
Inquisitor?
Okay, he doesn't want to talk anymore. Gotcha. Maker, though I am but one, I have called in your name, and those who come to serve will know your glory. I remembered for them. They will see what can be gained, and though we are few against the wind, we are yours. Canticle of Trials 5:1. Okay, we're gonna check out like these two doors and then go up this. Okay, can't go through that door. Not go through that door. All right, we'll just go up the stairs then. Alrighty. Yep. Lissa, there you are.
It's you. Your worship. I'm serving now. In a different way. I do not miss the tavern.
Okay. Alrighty, girl. What? Nothing there. Oh shit, now we're gonna be walking the battlements. I am. Okay. I have to explore every nook and cranny. I swear to God, there better be someone fucking up here, man. At least a lore document or something. Some sort of codex thing. Oh, it's fucking empty. God damn it. BioWare. Oh, there's Varric.
Majestic. How was a place like this ever lost?
Sir. Got some wine out here.
Inquisitor, meet Hawk, the champion of Kirkwall.
Though I don't use that title much anymore.
Hawk, the Inquisitor. I figured you might have some friendly advice about Corypheus. You and I did fight him, after all.
This view reminds me of my home in Kirkwall. I had a balcony that overlooked the whole city. I loved it at first. But after a while, all I could see were the people out there depending on me.
I know how that feels.
You're lucky it was just a single city. I've got half of Thedas.
You're doing everything you can to protect them.
Does it ever get any easier?
I'll let you know. I don't envy you, Inquisitor. But I may be able to help you.
Varric said that you fought Corypheus before.
Fought and killed. The Grey Wardens were holding him, and he somehow used his connection to the Darkspawn to influence them.
Corypheus got into their heads, messed with their minds, turned them against each other.
If the Wardens have disappeared, they could have fallen under his control again.
If that's what happened to the Wardens, do you think we can free them?
It's possible. But we need to know more first. I've got a friend in the Wardens. He was investigating something unrelated for me. His name is Stroud. The last time we spoke, he was worried about corruption in the Warden ranks. Since then, nothing.
Corypheus would certainly qualify as corruption in the ranks. Did your friend disappear with them?
No. He told me he'd be hiding in an old smuggler's cave near Crestwood.
If you didn't know about Corypheus, what were you doing with the Wardens?
The Templars in Kirkwall were using a strange form of lyrium. It was red. I'd hoped the Wardens could tell me more about it.
Corypheus had Templars with him at Haven. They looked like they'd been exposed to the lyrium you describe.
Hopefully my friend in the Wardens will know more.
I'll take any lead I can get at the moment.
Good. I'll do whatever I can to help. Corypheus is my responsibility. I thought I'd killed him before. This time, I'll make sure of it. Inquisitor.
I heard you had family and friends in Kirkwall. Where are they now?
When the Wardens began acting
Talking
strangely,
to the protagonist
I
of
had my
Dragon
friend
Age
Adeline
2.
take my brother out of
Whoa.
the free marches. My uncle Gamlen's still in Kirkwall. But everyone else I used to know, they've pretty much scattered to the winds.
Assume Varric's been feeding you information about the Inquisition. What did he say about me?
Only good things, I promise. I was a little surprised, actually. Varric
Bird
isn't
just
one
flew
for
into the
religion in general,
battlement.
but he thinks highly of the Inquisition. And you.
No, shucks.
You said you thought you killed Corypheus.
The Grey Wardens had him imprisoned. They used my father's blood in a ritual to seal Corypheus inside. But he could still reach out and influence the Warden's thoughts. He sent them after me. And I didn't just think I killed him. When the fight was done, he was dead on the ground. Maybe his tie to the Blight somehow brought him back. Or maybe it's old Tevinter magic. But he was dead. I swear it.
Where did you go after the mages rebelled?
I heard the Chantry might be sending an exalted march to Kirkwall to put down the rebellion. I hoped that leaving would save lives and force the Divine to divide her forces to come after me. As it turned out, I needn't have bothered. All the circles started rising up, and the exalted march never came.
Varric said you were the champion of Kirkwall. I've only heard a little about what happened there.
What happened at Kirkwall was the same thing that happened everywhere. Fearful of blood magic and abominations, the Templars brutally suppressed the Circle. And in their desperation to survive, the mages of the Circle turned to blood magic, or became abominations. Finally, a rebel mage named Anders destroyed Kirkwall's Chantry, and everything came tumbling down.
I heard that Anders was your friend. What was he like?
I don't know if there ever was just Anders. He was crazy. By the end, there was nothing left in him except this insane need to start a war no one could win.
We'll talk later.
I'll meet you at Crestwood. Let me know if you have any other questions. Otherwise...
Alright. Where did this door go? Oh, tavern. Worry about that one later. Trying to like consolidate all the shit that's happening here. Like take it chunk by chunk. Devlin was waiting outside the captain's office when Don and Bernakovich slunk out defeated. We're not getting a warrant, are we? Devlin looked almost relieved. No. Donnan met his partner's eyes. The kid was barely 20 and looked like he'd walked straight to the Kirkwall barracks from somebody's potato farm. Taller and broader than the other guards, Devlin slouched as if he didn't know how to fit into his own limbs, as if he thought he should be smaller. Hunched over in his brand new, too large armor, he looked like a child playing at being a guard. He was too green for a murder investigation. Maybe it's for the best, Devlin said, almost speaking Donnan's thought out loud. You're on your way out of the guard, and I'm... trailed off, then sighed. Questioning. Nobles in the middle of the night wasn't covered in training. Donnan glared at the kid. I'm a city guard, and so are you, recruit. Nobody gets away with murder while we're on duty. Devlin stood a little straighter. What do we do then? The captain wants proof. Donnan smiled. We bring her proof. The fuck? Who are these people? The fuck, they're just standing there. Menacingly. Can I climb this? I'm gonna find out. Hell yeah. Does it even go anywhere? It does not, no. Okay. Well, let's go somewhere else. Down there, right back inside. There was more dialogue with Solus. So much exploration to do in Skyhold, man. Oh my god. I always forget how big this place is. Yeah, someone got to painting. When are you painting, buddy? Huh? What are you doing?
Sleep well? When I asked to talk to you, I didn't think we'd be doing it in the Fade. Still better than the dream where I'm standing naked in front of the war table.
Since you went to the trouble of
When have we had that dream?
it was worth the effort of doing something interesting. I had no idea that the anchor would allow you to dream with such focus. It is truly remarkable. But I am reasonably certain we are awake now. And if you wish to
Can you explain a bit more, Solus? I'm confused.
I'd like to hear more about what you saw in your exploration of the Fade.
I would be happy to share it with you.
Tell me about the old ruins you explored.
I found the ruin of Barandur, a lost Tevinter city buried deep beneath a dead and barren wasteland. Volcanic ash had sealed it tight. In one dark moment, every living creature in the city seared and smothered. They were statues in the ashes, like a mold made to recall the lost.
Tell me about a spirit you encountered.
I met a friendly spirit who observed the dreams of village girls as love first blossomed in their adolescence. With subtlety, she steered them all to village boys with gentle hearts, who would return their love with gentle kindness. The matchmaker, so I called her. That small village never knew its luck.
Tell me about the old memories you found in the Fade.
I saw a savage human horde go marching toward the battlefront. They sang a soldier's hymn to keep formation. The primal music shook the ground. These savage, unwashed warriors carried harmonies no chantry choirs mastered. Though their cause was all but hopeless, they sang songs that made the spirits weep.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Oh. Oh, I must have built up enough friendship.
Something wrong with your tea?
It is tea. I detest this stuff.
What?
But this morning, I need to shake the dreams from my mind. I may also need a favor.
Name it.
You just have to ask.
One of my oldest friends has been captured by mages, forced into slavery. I heard the cry for help as I slept.
I'd be happy to help. What did these mages use to capture your friend? Blood magic?
A summoning circle, I would imagine.
I'm sorry?
My friend is a spirit of wisdom. Unlike the spirits clamoring to enter our world through the rifts, it was dwelling quite happily in the Fade. It was summoned against its will, and wants my help to gain its freedom and return to the Fade.
Why didn't I want it?
I thought spirits wanted to find their way into this world.
Some do, certainly. Just as many Orlesian peasants wish they could journey to exotic Rivain. But not everyone wants to go to Rivain. My friend is an explorer, seeking lost wisdom and reflecting it. It would happily discuss philosophy with you, but it had no wish to come here physically.
Do you have any idea what the mages want with your friend?
No. It knows a great deal of lore and history, but a mage could learn that simply by speaking to it in the Fade. It is possible that they seek information it does not wish to give, and intend to torture it.
All right. Let's go get your friend.
Thank you. I got a sense of my friend's location before I awoke. I'll mark it on our map.
Unspare source in the Exalted Plains. Yeah. There we go.
How can I help?
I need to know more about Corypheus.
We spoke of this on our travels to Skyhold. What more can I tell you? Cassandra and Varric seem more familiar with their adversary.
I respect you.
You've given me good counsel before. I could use some now.
My apologies, Inquisitor. My poor manners shame me. I claim no secret wisdom. but I will guess as best I can.
Tell me about his orb. Does he ponder it, perhaps?
I'd like to know more about the orb he carries.
As I said, that must be the means by which he created the breach. I suspect the blast that destroyed the Conclave was more accident than anything. The result of unlocking power that had sought release for ages. What I cannot understand is how he managed to survive such an explosion.
The orb is elven.
You said that you believe the orb is elven.
I never would have believed a Tevinter mage could unlock such a powerful relic. It clearly enhances his abilities, giving him access to power he should never have known.
Like the power to control the archdemon.
Indirectly, one assumes. Nothing in any law connects my people to the old god dragons who became archdemons.
What do you think Corypheus will do next?
You shamed him when you destroyed Haven. Spoiled his glorious victory. It would be worse to acknowledge that you had done so. He must continue on his course or show weakness. He will return to his plans to throw Olay into chaos, and then conquer it for Tevinter.
You're certain?
You're sure that's what he'll do?
As certain as is possible. Assuming I can plausibly predict a man who seeks to rise to godhood.
And can you?
The key is understanding this. No real god need prove himself.
You motherfucker.
Anyone who tries
You
man or
motherfucker.
liar, his deception will undo him. As it has done countless fools before.
What can you tell me about the source of Corypheus's power?
This bitch.
According to the law, the ancient Magistars of Tevinter received guidance from the old gods. Corypheus commands a false archdemon, a corrupted old god. This suggests he no longer sees himself as their minion. Some of his unique power comes from the corruption of the Blight. The rest may come from the orb he carries.
I'd like to hear more about...
I would be happy to share it with you.
No, we already...
Goodbye.
Okay. I don't know why that repeated. Oh, there's something up there. I must have it. I must read it. I must read it all. The rotunda and the fresco. Sister Liliana, as per your request, I have made a thorough examination of the fresco adorning the rotunda. I first attempted to clarify its intent with Messer Solus. Forgive me, I know he is not titled within the structure of the Inquisition, but the more I learn of his experience, the more awkward I feel not using a former honorific. On the mural, all Messer would say is Skyhold is his fortress, meaning, of course, the Inquisitor. These are his actions. He is, of course, correct. The subject of each edition is self-evident. On the medium and method, it is elven fresco, pigment, and plaster, and it is grand. I have rarely been privileged to observe such skill as it is applied. It is considered with long periods of study before the image emerges. Whole cloth, and with certainty it speaks of how I imagine elves view the world and the measured nature of their step. I should expect such competence from Messer, given his probable years of study. But it is still an amazing work, demonstrating an art with few living practitioners, even among the Dalish. Archivist Banin. Alright. Trying to understand. Alright, what do we have here? There's the fucking wolves. Bitch. I don't know what exactly I'm looking at. Okay, that takes me upwards. Don't need to go that way. That's into the throne room, which means now we're done with the interior of Skyhold.
What's the chant say about this?
Now there's the other parts of Skyhold. God damn it.
It was a mistake to use Haven as a base of operations. The town was completely indefensible.
I didn't choose Haven. Cassandra and Liliana did.
Accepting a bad choice blindly is hardly a virtue, darling. You left yourself vulnerable to attack. It was a miscalculation.
I
one
hate
that I'm
her
sure
so
you won't
much.
repeat. But the enemy struck a serious
She's
blow
hot.
against you and the Inquisition. We must recognize that. You must.
Worked in our favor.
You're wrong. We now have a better location and far more people at our disposal. This couldn't have worked out better if I'd planned it.
Yet we can hardly rely upon the whims of
She
Providence
disapproves
to give
everything
us
I
all
say.
our victories. This defeat may have turned to our advantage, but it will not last long. Our enemy
Fucker.
advances, Inquisitor. We must not sit idly by. Act first and teach them to fear us. You can become the leader the faithful require, but you must do it soon.
How do I know one likes you? Haven destroyed by darkest menace. Dire news from the Frostbacks. The Pilgrim Sanctuary of Haven, home to the new Inquisition, has been destroyed. Information is still vague, but some believe a dragon resembling an archdemon was involved in the attack. Fears of a new blight are now beginning to surface. As the Chantry continues to flounder, some are concerned that Haven's destruction may predict the Inquisition's imminent collapse. However, there is yet hope, as reports indicate that the Herald of Andraste and Inquisition leadership survived and found refuge elsewhere. Via Belinus. Hello, Sarah.
So, Inquisitor. It's Inquisitor now, right?
Indeed.
Remember that war we talked about stopping? Full of little baddies I can stick with little arrows. That's not a friggin' archdemon, is it? Andraste, what did I step in?
She answers, let me know.
Let me know what she says. I could use some clarification myself.
It's swearing, not praying. She doesn't answer. Not like she's supposed to. I know what happened to you. Or what everyone here thinks happened. It seems... I don't know what it seems.
I can't help if you don't explain what's wrong exactly.
It's got to be nonsense, doesn't it? We're kind of screwed if it isn't. I mean, that Carifi thing. A Magister, right? Story is, he cracked the Golden City. But that's a hazy dream. If not, seat of the Maker, real thing. A seat needs a book, so the Maker, real thing. Fairy stories about the start and end of the world, real things. It's too far, isn't it? I just want to plug the Skyhole rubbish so I can go play.
You joined to help the little people caught up in this. But do you believe it or not?
In Andraste? Of course.
But you doubt what you're seeing and hearing.
It can't be true. Even fanatics don't want to be this right. Look, I have arrows. I can make this Cariphilus believe in those. Good enough? Please be good enough.
I'm fighting Magisters. I need you aiming higher than simple selfishness.
Lumpy wants to be a god, and you glow or something. I just want to fix things so I don't have to think about what's real or not. High enough, my lord?
You're starting to not sound completely crazy.
I know, scary, innit? So bring 'em on. But first, food. I'm starving.
Sarah.
Demon armies and wardens, and Varric has exactly who we need. The big talker just knows everything.
Why did you really join
So
me?
you like to have fun. The Inquisition seems an odd fit. Why are you really here?
What do you mean? To help people.
It's starting to sound like you're looking for something more.
It is. Mostly. Okay, fine. There's talk and... I want to see.
See what?
I don't know. I've got all this chantry stuff in my head, and it makes sense, right? But it's fuzzy. I want to see if it's all really real. I just don't know if I want to really know. So I'm selfish. It's all for me. Count yourself lucky, I guess.
I'll be back if I need you.
Go on.
Okay. Sarah. Blackwall.
So, this is Skyhold. Come, let's walk the ramparts. I want to examine our
Oh,
fortifications.
okay, I'm getting teleported again. God damn it. Ooh, what's down there?
We'll be able to see Corypheus coming from miles away.
On the other hand, that means he can see us from miles away.
Let him come. I swear I'll take the Twister bastard down, even if I have to die to do it.
No good to meet that.
Watch that this enthusiasm of yours doesn't get you killed.
I wouldn't be the first to die in your service. The people flock to your banner, eager to fight for the Herald of Andraste. Their faith is a leash, and your Inquisition has taken hold of it. tell me honestly. Are you what they say you
God
are?
damn it, this question?
Andraste's chosen.
I don't know, man.
There's so little I remember. What if they're right?
Does it even matter? Don't you see what you are to them? Without you, they'd be consumed by despair. We all would. They need you to be Andraste's messenger. It gives them hope. The truth doesn't matter. Listen to me talk. Your time is valuable and I've wasted enough of it.
You teleported me up here and then walked away? You bitch.
Thank you.
At least I'm not so far away. Ow!
Scout Harding,
Your worship.
What's name?
what's been going on?
Seeker Cassandra came through here, looking like a
I'm
storm
romancing Scout
That's just her
Harding
face,
in
though,
Veilguard.
isn't it?
100%.
Shouldn't you be out there scouting?
In a bit. We're in Skyhold for supplies and a change of personnel. Not me, though. Indispensable.
So, who's Scout Harding really?
Me? Oh, I'm no one. Lived near Redcliffe all my life. Herded sheep for my neighbor. When the Inquisition came through my village, I helped by telling them everything I knew about the area. Then I signed on. Wanted to see the world before it was swallowed up by that thing out there.
Take care.
Okay. Blackwall no longer stands here. Let's go cells.
With allies come enemies. And now we have a place to hold them.
Harder job, this. Structural fractures throughout, major blocks shifted. It settled over an age or more, so I had the workers shore it up and call it stable. I don't recommend rebuilding. If we change the weight distribution, it might stress cracks we can't see. I've seen failures like this before, in dams, with the pressure of a flood behind them. What caused that in a prison this size, I don't want to know. Imagine a large rebellion's consideration, Mason Gatsy. Oh, yep, this is dangerous.
Your worship, the cells are ready for the enemies of the Inquisition. Good facilities in Skyhold. Whoever built this knew how to keep prisoners safe but secure.
Good to know. Okay, let's check out this building. I think this will be where Iron Bull and his men stay. Guess, anyway. No lore. Sad. Skyhold had stolen bricks. Found a brick mark I know from my elder's notes. Fried and high ever before was sacked in 480. Those were late, but this style isn't. So it was probably looted. Maybe others. That time is long past, but the Inquisitor know where they live. Our cause right to great or wrong. Crimes of the past will be eclipsed soon enough as this becomes the home of the Inquisition. Send word to High so they can amend their histories. Bad calling. Simonis, hello.
Oh, Bells, it's you. Morris. Sir Morris, I suppose. I am serving as quartermaster for Skyhold and its arriving throngs. Stores are growing, and so long as we have fair coin to restock, you and yours will be well served.
Where's
The
Thrawn?
previous quartermaster survived Haven. Where is she?
She had views. Has views. Perfectly legitimate ones if you share them, Inquisitor. I believe it was felt that your quartermaster should be more palatable now that the Inquisition is in Orlais. She continues to serve, just not at the fore.
What makes you ideal for this position? It's an important
Stupid
one.
reasoning. Bring back Quartermaster
Family
Thrawn.
has ties to several freehold militias, as well as cousins acting as officers in Ferelden and Orlais.
And your qualifications?
My family holds treaties with 3 new money Tevinter houses, and a rare Orzuma contract with a Paragon namesake.
And your qualifications?
To be honest, your worship, that was my question. I am the nexus of a dozen threads tied by others, designed to cast the widest and most appealing
Josephine
resource net.
picked you, didn't she?
But I will rise to the occasion. Skyhold will want for nothing. I swear it.
Totally picked by Josephine, my
How's
guess
it going?
is.
Do we have what
Or
we
it
need?
could.
Our capacity increases, as do our requests to
Yeah,
suppliers.
Josephine picked, not a
I've had to
Liliana
threaten
pick.
some contracts. It was exhilarating.
As you were.
We are here for you, Inquisitor.
Oh shit. Three quarry, 3 logging staff. Dirty blood lotus? God damn.
Nothing?
I don't have the resources, Sir Morris. Back off. Father, no, I will not come home. I know what happened to Haven. I was there, and I'm not afraid of death. If none of us are brave enough to stand, then all of us will fall. I am your son. If you trust nothing else, trust me. The Inquisition is our only hope. I also would like you to request that you stop using such language to refer to the Inquisitor. It's not what you think. He's not trying to replace the Divine or the Chantry or become a god. I mean, the third one sounds kind of appealing, if you ask me. Power. I realize it's difficult for you to understand, knowing the Inquisitor is a mage after everything that's happened, but all the mages want is to live as we do, free, without fear. I don't think that's too much to ask, and I do believe that the Inquisition can find a way for all of us to live in peace. If Andraste really sent the Herald, choosing a mage would be the best way to send her message of peace and love, don't you think? I just hope you'll be able to see that this is what I want and what I feel is my duty. I think Mother would be proud, and I know she would want you to be proud of me too. Your son and dedicated Inquisition soldier, Eustace. Whoever you are, Eustace, I like you. You're a good man. Greetings, Inquisition. I hope you are excited for our next meeting. I certainly am. In these dark times, fellowship and song will keep us from the depths of despair, so let us lift our voices and our spirits. Here are the pieces we will be learning in the upcoming weeks. Lyrics and musical notation are available in the archives, so come prepared. The Storm Coast's Claim, Circle of Flame, The Girl in Red Crossing, The Ballad of Nuggins. God Harding fought hard for this one, so she will conduct. Twinkling Lucia of the Heavens. Whither You Took My Gold, or The Jolly Tavern. R.L. Jason's Ride, I Shall Prevail. Although there were many votes for Andraste's Mabari, I have decided to leave it off the list, as attempts to perform it tend to leave most choir members a sobbing mess. Sinquisition Fae. Sinquisitor Fae. P.S. I understand that some of you object to being called the Sinquisition. If you can't come up with a better name, it is not your place to criticize, and no, the Harry Heralds is not a better name. The Harry Heralds is a better name. I'm sorry. It is 100% a better name. It's funnier. Harry Heralds. I like that one. What's up, Cass? Yep.
You knew where Hawk was all along.
You're damned right I did.
You conniving little shit.
Oh.
You kidnapped me. You interrogated me. What did you expect?
Hey, enough!
You're taking his side?
I said enough!
We needed someone to lead this Inquisition. Hawk was our only hope. He was the champion of Kirkwall. The mages respected him. And you kept him from us.
The Inquisition has a leader.
Hawk would have been at the Conclave if anyone could have saved Most Holy.
Varric's not responsible for what happened at the Conclave.
I was protecting my friend.
Varric is a liar, Inquisitor. A snake. Even after the Conclave, when we needed Hawk most, Varric kept him secret.
He's with us now. We're on the same side.
We all know whose side you're on, Varric. It will never be the Inquisition's.
Attacking him now won't help us, Cassandra.
Ha! Exactly.
And you better not be keeping anything else from us.
I understand.
I must not think of what could have been. We have so much at stake. Go, Varric. Just go.
You know what I think? If Hawk had been at the temple, he'd be dead too.
Mm-hmm.
You people have done enough to him.
Ooh.
I believed him. He spun his story for me, and I swallowed it. If I just explained what was at stake, if I just made him understand. But I didn't, did I? I didn't explain why we needed Hawk. I'm such a fool.
I don't think this is the time to say that. Also, we're going for Josephine.
What if you hadn't believed him, and you tracked Hawk down?
Honestly, Hawk might not even have agreed to become Inquisitor. He supported the Mage Rebellion, after all. He wouldn't have trusted me for a second. But this isn't about Hawk, or even Varric. Not truly. I should have been more careful. I should have been smarter. I don't deserve to be here.
Have you looked at our Inquisition, Cassandra? We're all fools here.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
Yeah.
More at home, maybe.
I want you to know, I have no regrets. Maybe if we'd found Hawk, the Maker wouldn't have needed to send you. But he did. You're not what I'd pictured. But if I've learned anything, it's that I know less than nothing. Something is troubling me, Inquisitor. Leliana is receiving reports of mages becoming possessed. Templars going rogue.
God damn it.
No one is dealing with these matters. I was hoping we might, before they get worse.
Of course.
We can certainly look into it.
I will mark these incidents on the map as I learn of them, Inquisitor. And I would be pleased to accompany you if and when you investigate.
Do you have any advice for me?
Treat Dorian with caution. It's possible he could be what he
We've
seems.
been exploring
Tevinter mage
Skyhold for
wishing to
so
do better
long,
than his
man.
countrymen.
It's still so
What
much.
if he is not? At best, his presence makes the Inquisition appear to have questionable allies.
I have some more questions.
Why am I not surprised?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony.
Okay.
Another time. Another time, then.
Oh, there's Thren. Thren. Yay.
Thanks for my life in Haven. You've all sorts serving now. If that means change, so be it.
No, okay, that's it.
Thanks.
Examine. A place for all in service here, to rest, recoup, and persevere. The ways the heart remember best, your saving grace the herald's rest. Take back the sky, a tavern cheer. Now gather ye drunkards, that's how these begin. The songs of our heroes, of wars and our kin. Well, now the fight's ours. Excuse you, I'm reading! And none of us cowers. We'll drink to all our hours, 'cause we know we can win. Oh, they cut into heaven and called it... Rude. Archery contest, Saturday. All challengers welcome. Sister Liliana to judge, except Varric and Bianca. Hawk got anything to say in here? Hello? I guess not.
Inquisitor,
And you are?
The bartender, Cabot.
Never heard of
Just
him.
the bartender?
You were expecting...
Well, welcome to the Inquisition.
Thank you. Welcome to the tavern.
What's the current mood?
Unlikely.
Where did you study? I assume you're trained.
In bartending? I'm no alchemist. You mix the bottles that don't taste like nug and you pretend to listen. I suppose I trained at home during feast day family visits. My specialty is ale. Old Antivan recipe. The secret is ale.
You're a bit of a hard ass. Why are you here?
His first interaction with his boss.
If I was a mage, I'd throw fire. And probably be dead. But I can't do anything.
Or well,
Just like the
his
hundreds of
technical
people who can't
boss,
do
though, you
anything,
don't.
who make sure the thousands who can do something can do it. Besides, if you know a safer place than your castle, do share.
Valid.
What's the word out there?
The admirals of the Felicissima Armada are disappointed the Inquisition is primarily inland.
As you were.
Inquisitor?
What can I do with that information? Who the fuck are the Felicissima?
True enough.
Whatever you fucking said.
I hope I can help somehow. Maybe cleaning?
Oh, Inquisitor,
Inquisitor!
Sutherland, your worship. I saw some bandits, so I came to warn people. I'll let your warriors know and then stay out of the way. I hope I can help.
Okay.
Of she who stands behind the throne.
Book. Sarah's cabinet of wonder whose it was. Delivered. One cabinet suitable for a lady's curiosities if resources should be spent on such things. Below, common and general entries by Sarah. Also doodles of Sarah with her tongue out. Eat it, Morris. Stuff needs a place. Stuff. Banner, circle, soft. Lizard, scratch out, rough and weird. Pala, fake. Real one stink. Cards, little worlds. Goblet, fancy cup, cup, shit goblet. Bottle, warden, strong. Bottle to Vinter, piss weak. Stupid sword, there's a small bloodstain. Silk, bolts, not arrow bolts, soft, make something. I think that minstrel Maradin is chatting me up. The song is creepy. What the fuck, Sarah? Sarah is so weird. Oh! Hello. Alright, now we go... I think Cole is gonna be down here. Is your stroller, or does he always run like he's in heat? Yes. Yeah, I don't even... Yeah, usually games let you do if you hit caps lock, they'll walk. There's no walking, only running. Running like we got a poo. Sarah Jen.
Inquisitor? Is there something I can
All
do
I can
for
think
you?
about when I see the
should
word
really focus
surgeon
my
is the
attention on
fucking...
injured.
The one meme. I am a surgeon! I am a sturgeon.
Do we have many injured men?
Fewer by the day. The most grievously injured did not survive the journey to Skyhold. As for the rest, they either heal or... I try to make the passing painless.
I haven't seen you before.
The commander brought me up from the refugee camps. I'd been helping the pilgrims in simple ways. Setting broken bones, simple amputations and such. We need all the help we can get.
You want a mage? Shouldn't we let the mage healers deal with this?
Magic can't cure everything, and we shouldn't rely on it. Science, your worship, is the way of the future. Good health isn't magic, it's diet, exercise, and a balance of the humors.
But still, if they can heal our wounded, wouldn't it be a good idea?
As you were.
Your worship.
Thought Cole. There's Colin.
The order was sent?
Yes, Commander.
Send men to scout the area. We need to know what's out there.
Yes, sir.
Commander,
Soldiers have been assigned temporary quarters.
Very good. I'll need an update on the armory as well. Now! We set up as best we could at Haven, but could never prepare for an archdemon, or whatever it was. With some warning, we might have...
We were all shaken by what happened.
If Corypheus strikes again, we may not be able to withdraw. And I wouldn't want to. We must be ready. Work on Skyhold is underway. Guard rotations established. We should have everything on course within the week. We will not run from here, Inquisitor.
How many were lost?
Most of our people made it to Skyhold. It could have been worse. Morale was low, but has improved greatly since you accepted the role of Inquisitor.
Inquisitor Trevelyan. It sounds odd, don't you think?
Not at all.
Is that the official response?
I suppose it is. But it's the truth. We needed a leader, and you have proven yourself.
You responded quickly to the attack on Haven. Without that, so many more would have died. I'm grateful for any help you can give.
Thank you, Inquisitor. I will do everything I can to ensure the security of our people. You have my word. Inquisitor?
Is there anything I should know?
Repairs to Skyhold's fortifications are progressing. Our scouts report no immediate threats in the surrounding area. We are fortunate Solus knew of this place.
That's all for now.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
Alright. Ah, there's Cole.
This thing is not a stray puppy you can make into a pet. It has no business
Vivian.
being here.
Wouldn't you say the same of an apostate?
Inquisitor, I wondered if Cole was perhaps a mage, given his unusual abilities.
He can cause people to forget him, or even fail entirely to notice him. These are not the abilities of a mage. It seems that Cole is a spirit.
It is a demon.
If you prefer, although the truth is somewhat more complex.
Cole warned us about Corypheus at Haven. He saved a lot of lives.
And what will its help cost? How many lives will this demon later claim?
In fact, his nature is not so easily defined.
Speak plainly, Solas. What are we dealing with?
Demons normally enter this world by possessing something. In their true form, they look bizarre, monstrous.
But you claim Cole looks like a young man. Is it possession?
No. He has possessed nothing and no one. And yet he appears human in all respects. Cole is unique, Inquisitor. More than that, he wishes to help. I suggest you allow him to do so.
In my studies, demons either possess something from this world, or were summoned and bound. They almost never look like something you'd mistake for a person.
Normally you'd be correct. But Cole has willfully manifested in human form without possessing anyone.
The demons who came through the breach, or through the rifts, weren't possessing anything.
These demons were drawn through against their will, driven mad by this world. But Cole predates the breach. From what we can tell, he has lived here for months, perhaps years. He looks like a young man. For all intents and purposes, he is a young man. It is remarkable.
I'll talk with him.
I should hear what Cole has to say for himself. Where is he now?
If none of us remember him, he could be anywhere.
Haven. So many soldiers fought to protect the pilgrims so they could escape. Choking fear. Can't think from the medicine, but the cuts rack me with every heartbeat. Hot, white pain. Everything burns. I can't. I'm going to... I'm dying. I'm... dead.
You alright?
You're feeling their pain.
It's louder this close, with so many of them.
Would you like to go somewhere more comfortable?
Yes, but here is where I can help. Every breath slower, like lying in a warm bath, sliding away. Smell of my daughter's hair when I kiss her goodnight. Gone. Cracked brown pain, dry, scraping, thirsty. Here.
Thank you.
It's all right. She won't remember me.
You're using your powers as a spirit to help people.
Yes. I used to think I was a ghost. I didn't know. I made mistakes, but I made friends too. Then a Templar proved I wasn't real. I lost my friends. I lost everything. I learned how to be more like what I am. It made me different, but stronger. I can feel more. I can help.
If you're willing, the Inquisition could use your help.
Yes, helping. I help the hurt, the helpless. There's someone. Hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Someone make it stop hurting. Make her, please. The healers have done all they can. It will take him hours to die. Every moment will be agony. He wants mercy. Help.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Give him a chance or no? I don't know. I want to give him a chance. Give him a chance.
You say he won't die for hours yet, but you can't know that for certain.
His body is failing.
He could recover. Or the healers could find another way to help him.
How do you know?
I don't. And neither do you.
Okay.
That's part of
I think
life.
that's the correct choice.
Try. I want to stay.
Surgeon.
Somewhat off color today, Inquisitor? An excess of bile, perhaps?
Well.
Might I bleed you, or offer a herbal tonic?
No, stay away from me. Don't bleed me.
Yes?
Who the fuck is Cole? Where'd he go? He's in the okay, top floor tavern. Got it. Can I go all the way down? No, I can't. I saw the fast travel thing. Okay. Yep. I'll match best I can, but there are two substructures here. Skyhold was built in stages, or rebuilt. Is this where we want to invest? If it's fallen before, how can we be sure it won't fall again? 2 words. The Inquisitor. Invest and commit. We are as strong as the will of the weakest of us. Valid.
It was an archdemon, they say.
Bonnie Sims.
Lord Inquisitor, Bonnie Sims at your service. I trust good secret was not too coarse. Now that you've come to some good fortune, you deserve an upgrade. As master of the tradesman, I stand ready to supply your every need.
Who or what are the tradesmen?
A following of sympathetic and profit-minded individuals who
capitalists.
promote local craftsmen and fair importers. A guild of sorts. Although that implies counter-affiliations we are not interested in crossing. Our purpose in the Inquisition is legitimate and honorable. You will have what you need at honest prices.
Segrit survived Haven. Where is he?
About? Doing good work for you and yours? But this position is now more desirable. It was time arrangements were made. I shall make every effort to prove that this is an upgrade.
What do you bring to the Inquisition?
What you need, and more. It takes great coordination to make a remote location seem central. While there is no doubt the boutiques of Valroyo display the grandest of the grand, they do not travel. At least, not yet.
Why are you a mere merchant if you're the master of this group?
I wish to avoid the suggestion that I am a posturing commander atop a structure of malcontents. It is better to remain active, hands-on. Do you not agree, Inquisitor?
Valid.
We'll speak another time.
Certainly, Lord Inquisitor. Your worship.
Skyhold needs a healthy flow of goods. How can I help?
Free the trade routes of obstruction. Restore security to the outposts, the keeps, and the merchants will find you.
How are you doing? Good business?
Building. Always building. Thanks to you.
Alright.
We'll speak another time.
Certainly, Lord Inquisitor.
Is there anything else?
Your worship.
Okay. Bye, so what do you got? Oh shit. And woo! Level 16 though. And it's all for restriction, not Varric. And then just shitty helmets. Okay. Oh shit, this is where I can buy. Okay. Runestone. And you have no dialogue. Alright, what do you sell? Armor. That's fucking it. Alright, you're worthless to me. Blackwall moved into the stables.
I'm here.
Varric's friend Hawk said there were suspicions of corruption in Grey Warden ranks. Do you know anything about that?
Corruption? What sort of corruption?
Corypheus. He's been known to influence the minds of Wardens.
That could very well explain why so many have disappeared.
If this is true, then all Wardens are in danger. Even you. We'd better find your brothers.
I agree. If Hawk's given you an idea where to start, we should get moving immediately.
How much do you know about Corypheus?
Did I not ask this already?
I always thought the stories of Magisters corrupting the Golden City were just that. Stories. I didn't expect them to be true, and I certainly didn't expect to find one of them still alive.
Don't the Grey Wardens know everything about Darkspawn?
You don't have to know how a Darkspawn came to be in order to kill it. We're soldiers, not historians. And the world would be better off if people
Fair enough.
focused on defeating evil rather than explaining how it came to be.
But in understanding, we can prevent it. Aha! To take that.
Corypheus stopped being human a long time ago. Darkspawn don't have human lifespans, do they?
No, I suppose they don't. They're unnatural and sustained by evil. It's been thousands of years. You'd think the Wardens would have managed to kill the first Darkspawn by now.
Do you know if there are more Darkspawn like Corypheus?
I don't know. I'm not sure any Warden knows.
Let's discuss something else. Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
Ah, the Wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
How do the Wardens deal with archdemons?
Short answer. Stick it with swords until it stops moving.
Can't be that simple.
Wardens are in all the stories. If it was that easy, anyone could do it.
No, it really is that simple. Just because the archdemon is magic doesn't mean it can't be killed with swords. It just has to be a Grey Warden sword. Look, it's not the killing blow that's the problem. It's getting the dragon to the point where it's vulnerable, where it actually can be killed. There's no short answer for that, I'm afraid.
Let's continue this at another time.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me. Inquisitor?
What do you think of the Inquisition?
I think the entire world is looking over its shoulder, wondering if the Inquisition's watching.
We should return.
Okay. Need any more talk regarding that? Anything back here? Nope, nothing back there. Anything up here? Any books, notes, letters lying around? Nope, nothing. Okay. Am I about to be done exploring?
Our mounts have never had better.
Feels good to be back at work, Inquisition. And lucky you have me. Mountain air like this, not healthy for many animals. But I'll make do with your little fortress.
How are your charges? Well supplied?
Surprisingly well. Not many could feed these people, let alone their mounts. Makes me wonder what you're capable of.
Are your wife and daughter doing well?
Elena's minding the farms. Sienna's still running her full races. Wouldn't be fair to drag them up here. I miss them. But someone has to save the world.
Farewell.
Bride of Alathan. Okay. The fuck are you doing? You're just chilling? Alright. Let's go talk to Cole again. Oh, there's Manev.
Thank you for saving my life and giving us a chance to help. I'm mostly studying now, but Helisma can talk to you.
Okay. Now let's go to Cole. There's Flissa. We've talked to her.
Yes.
Someone left sliced plums on the windowsill again. The juice is attracting flies. There are spiders everywhere. The plums were right in front of me, but I can't quite recall who took them.
What are you doing?
Listening.
For what? Or to? What are you listening to?
Eyes rough, jangling armor hurts my ears, back aching, fingers too clumsy for knots. Wind cool like Aunt Eloise's pond, lips scalded as I sip, warmth blossoms, first kiss in the barn. What was his name? Tin jangle as the blood spills, Pierre's wrapped body on the wagon to the chantry. 5 more minutes. My fault.
Can you listen to anyone's mind like you did hers?
No, they have to need me. Pain, fear, sadness, guilt, anger, hurt. Things I can fix.
You help her?
Can you do something for her?
Yes. It's okay. Nothing you did mattered.
What? Who are you?
They lie there, and sometimes they die, just like Pierre. You can't save them.
I don't know who you are.
Wait. That didn't work. Let me try again. You'll forget me in a minute.
What are you going to do?
Make her forget me. Then do it again, the right way.
Cole, stop.
Inquisitor, your worship, what are you doing here? Is this man with you?
Yes. Sorry to trouble you.
How do I do it right if I've done it wrong and I can't make her forget?
Don't root around inside her head. Treat her like a normal person.
Your worship, is there... Do you need something of me?
He's got to be so confused.
You were sad.
Of course I was sad. A man died because I couldn't save him.
It wasn't your fault. You could work until you fell over, and you still wouldn't save everyone.
Thank you for saying that. Excuse me, your worship.
She's not better.
She needs time to work through it.
If I'd done it right, it would have worked faster.
Then you have time to work through it too.
I don't understand, but thank you for trying to help.
Okay. You want to say it in a certain... You want to... Okay. The options are more human versus leaning into his spirit. I think I've always leaned more into his spirit side in the playthroughs I've had before.
Does anyone remember? Why was it not the first enchanter? She went around.
Is that what you call it?
Moot.
I heard that transition was vicious, bloody.
No, not bloody.
What is Cole? He's level... Oh no, I have points to spend. I kind of want to make him a sabotage. Be different. Your poison helps your blades and arrows bite deeper. You do more damage bonus. When you attack enemies with poison weapons. No, damage bonus of 25%. All of your thunder and poison effects last longer as you make more toxins. Yes. Poisons curdle the blood of your targets. Enemies that die while poison explode in a shower of toxic mist. Yes. You unleash a cloud of toxic dust that damages all enemies that remain in the area. Toxic cloud has a shorter cooldown time and now also poisons enemies. All can lose their enemies in the vapors, gaining a stack of elusive. No, contact. And then hook and tackle. No escape. Why does it say level 1? Weird.
Think of the carpets. Roderick was sorry before he died.
Did he tell you why he was sorry?
Blood everywhere. Monsters, madness, dying. We're all dying. The Herald stands against it, and heads turn. Desperate and simple, pure. Voices in the chantry. Years since I'd sung the song and felt it flowing through me. But this is real. This is real. So long since I'd felt it. Falling, flying, faith. And I fought him. Make her forgive me. I hope I did enough. He hates it all because of the darkness behind the door. Some doors should stay shut.
Huh?
I've heard about some oddities here in the keep. Was that you?
We're not gonna address what he just said.
Maybe. What was it?
Someone is leaving peeled plums on the windowsill. It's attracting flies.
Spiders need to eat.
Let's talk about something else.
All right.
I'm not gonna tell him to stop that. It's not.
Can you explain how your mind works?
Yes.
Walk me through the way you help someone.
Oh my god. We're gonna be here for so long.
I hear
We've
hurt,
been here for over
feel
2
excited.
hours.
Some you can solve by giving something, food, a blanket, sleep. Some are intangible, terrible tangles that catch on a crack, fixed, festering, and the person makes a pearl of pain. I shake it loose. No pearl, no pain. They can hope, they can heal.
Sometimes you say things that relate to other members of the Inquisition.
They remember me. Their eyes stick, some more. They want me to be. Varric is quiet inside. He pulls me more to hear, makes me a person, calls me kid, a friend. Solus, bright and sad, observes and accepts. Spirit self, seeing the soul, Solus, but somehow sorrows.
What do you sense when you focus on me?
You're too bright. Like counting birds against the sun. The mark makes you more, but past it, you reach across. Mindful, meaning. You pull it through to this side, make it real here. And past that, the weight of all on you. All the hopes you carry, fears you fight. You are theirs. It must be very hard. I hope I help.
It must be sad, feeling everyone's pain all the time.
Why?
Isn't it?
No. I help. I find wounds and heal them. I salve, soothe, save. I see pain and make it better. How could I not be happy?
Good perspective.
I'll talk to you later.
How do you know? He hunts the killer, but he's the one who killed her. He can't remember.
He hunts the killer, but he... Is that Varric? That's either Varric or Solus, I feel like.
I'd like to talk about what happened to you before we met.
Before you, Rhys was my friend. He showed me I was wrong to kill the mages. I thought I was helping them. Then he and Evangeline went to Adamant, and I went with them. I was worried Evangeline would hurt Rhys. We found out dangerous things. It scared Seeker Lambert, and he scared the mages. It started the rebellion. Seeker Lambert told me what I was. Rhys couldn't look at me. I ran until I found more Templars. That's all.
What can you tell me about Adamant Fortress?
It is old, full of sadness and pain. It should be torn down. The veil is thin. We found a demon there. It had touched a man and made him real again. It scared Rhys and Evangeline. The man wasn't supposed to be real. Then the demon found us. It put me back in the cupboard on the bad day. Rhys and Evangeline saved me.
You said Seeker Lambert told you what you were.
I'm hiding Rhys from him, but he chants words and sees. I won't let you hurt Rhys. My nose explodes, a shower of blood. Just another parasite that's wormed its way into our world, feeding off all the things you can't have. What we found at Adamant made him angry. We were the first rock rolling at the top of a mountain. He had to stop us. He killed so many. He didn't care. Cold, corrupt. So I came and killed him.
If you hated Seeker Lambert, why go to the Seeker Fortress?
Because he was right. I was a demon. I saw demons at Adamant. They put people in the dark, in the old hurts. I didn't want to be that. I heard the old songs of the Templars at Val Royeaux and followed them. If I forgot, fought, fell to felling, Templars would kill the demon. I wouldn't hurt anyone again.
What was the Spire like when the Mage Rebellion started?
Dead and dying, begging and bloody. Some wanted freedom, some peace, some war. Some wanted it all to stop. Evangeline was a Templar, but she helped Reese help the others. She set them free. Adrian was a mage, but she killed mages to force the fight. She wanted blood. Reese just wanted to help, to stop people hurting. Maybe that's why he saw me.
What can you tell me about Reese?
He was a mage. He saw me when most couldn't, and he remembered. He helped me, and I watched over him. I worried Evangeline would hurt him. She was a Templar, but she didn't like hurting people. When I left, she stayed. Now she watches over him. They should have been with the rebels. Maybe they ran away together instead. Neither of them like killing.
If you like, I could use the resources of the Inquisition to locate your friend.
No. If they are alive and safe, they should stay away. The last time he saw me, he didn't want to look at me. He saw a monster. Let him forget.
What did you mean when you said you killed mages?
Some of the mages at the Spire wanted to die. Too sad, too scared, too much. I didn't know what I was. A ghost, I thought. Fading in the fade. When I came to them, they could see me. I used the knife to set them free. When Reese found out, he made me stop, made me understand. There were other ways to help. I didn't know.
Sounds like you didn't know what you were doing.
No, I killed people. I knew. I just thought I had to. They were hurting, helpless, haunted. It was all I could do. It was wrong. I was wrong. If I start again, you or Cassandra or Cullen need to kill me.
No, we don't.
I'll talk to you later.
I mean...
How do you know? An old name burns inside armor that shouldn't fit. Lit by faces of children he couldn't save.
That's gotta be... Is that Blackwell or Cullen?
I'd like to talk with you about Templars.
They're heavy with forgotten songs, like Varric. Some of them are too loud. It's hard to stay near them. Cullen is softer, but demons asked questions that hurt him. Evangeline was kinder. I want to explain, but Reese's mother spoke to spirits, but not to him. Then she died for a Templar he loved. Words just bounce off the edges.
What's your general opinion of Templars?
Some like hurting mages. It makes them happy, or less afraid, or... Dreams again. Woke up shaking, stalking the ground for one who looks like her. Always some rule being broken. But not all Templars listen when whispers crawl around inside them. They try to protect people, like Cullen. The good ones remember that mages are people.
Can you tell me more about how the Templars feel to you?
They feel older than they look. They've been changed, and their bodies are incomplete now. The lyrium helps, but their bodies always want to connect to something older, bigger than they are. That's why they block magic. They reach for that other thing, and magic has no room to come in. Like when I listen to Varric.
Can you tell me more about how the Red Templars are different?
The red lyrium is different, darker, daggers under the skin. It eats you inside until you're nothing. They hear a different song. The song behind the door old whispers want opened. They are dead and dark and done.
I'll talk to you later.
How do you know? The left hand remembers a knife slipped to her in the darkness and wonders why the flower blooms.
Left hand of the... That's got to be the left hand of the divine, which means Liliana, right? I'm remembering... Liliana's the left hand and Cassandra's the right. Or was it the other way around? But it's got to be... Because knife slipped her in the darkness. That's Liliana's shit.
I'd like to talk with you about the Inquisition.
I don't understand it. People talk like it's a person, but it's not even a thing. A dagger can be a way to let pain out, but even if it isn't, it's still a dagger. The Inquisition isn't real unless it has something real to make it. It's like a spirit.
Okay, goodbye.
I'll talk to you later.
Alright, let's see. What weapons do we... I don't think I can really give anything to anyone. All the stuff that I do have is higher leveled.
It's good to see you.
The fuck are you?
Thank you for Haven. Less so for Redcliffe, but I am committed to serve your worship.
I don't know who the fuck you are. I forgot. Okay. Oh wait, we haven't talked to Varric. I don't even think I'm getting to gameplay today. I think it's just walking around talking to people.
That got a little heated. You all right?
Well, that depends. How angry is Cassandra? I wasn't trying to keep secrets. I told the Inquisition everything that seemed important at the time.
I bet Cassandra regrets how things went back there. You should talk to her.
I appreciate that you're trying to keep the peace, but things between me and the Seeker are as good as they'll get. I keep hoping none of this is real. Maybe it's all some bullshit from the Fade and it'll just disappear. I know I need to do better. I'm sorry. Corypheus is back. Oh, shit.
You said he was a Darkspawn or a Magister. What is he really?
I'm not sure. I don't think Corypheus really knows either. He's definitely a Darkspawn, but when we found him, it was pretty obvious he hadn't heard that. He thinks he's a Magister, a priest of Dumat, in fact. He says he broke into the Golden City, like in the Chantry tale.
If you and Hawk defeated him once, we can do it again.
We didn't just think Corypheus was dead. He was dead. No pulse, no breath, full of stab wounds. There wasn't a lot of room for doubt. It makes me wonder. I thought the Wardens imprisoned Corypheus to use him. Maybe they did it because he can't be killed.
How did you and Hawk even wind up in a Grey Warden prison for ancient Darkspawn?
Corypheus sent people after Hawk. He actually got control of an entire Carta clan. Made them drink Darkspawn blood. Weird shit.
That is some
we
weird
tracked
shit.
the Carta to an old dwarven fort or something in the mountains. Of course, it turned out to be a trap. They needed Hawk's blood to open the locks holding Corypheus, and they drew us into the prison to get it.
There has to be a way to defeat Corypheus. We'll find it, don't worry.
I hope you're right.
I hope so too.
Maker's breath.
We will be right.
Loose?
You had nothing to do with this, Varric.
I was the one who led Hawk to Corypheus. If I hadn't tracked the Carta to that ruin. But you've got more important things to do than listen to me worry. Just let me know when you want something shot.
Oh my god, more cutscene.
Is this a bad time? I can come back.
No, it's all right. Bills are really not that engrossing. I've been meaning to come talk to you anyhow. I never officially joined the Inquisition. I don't know how to do this disciplehood thing. I'm a businessman. Never really followed a chosen one before.
Just be my friend.
I don't need a disciple. I need a friend.
If you knew how intimidating you are, you wouldn't make it sound so simple. You just don't know what you are to the people out there. The Herald of Andraste is a symbol bigger than any of us.
There's no way I can be bigger than myself, Varric.
Sure you can. You don't see yourself like they do. The sky tears open, demons everywhere. To ordinary folks, these are the end times. The only hope they have is you. You're the sign that somebody might hear their prayers. That maybe they're not abandoned after all. You heard the crowd singing after Haven was attacked?
Whatever I am to Thedas, I'm still just an ordinary person.
So, just a regular person, like anybody else. Right. I should probably get back to work. Unless, you up for a game of Wicked Grace?
Hell yeah. Game time. Did I win? Who won?
What can I do for you, Inquisitor?
Tell me about
What can you tell me about this Corypheus?
I'm not exactly an expert, but ask away and I'll answer what I can.
How did you first encounter him?
A few years back, I was dealing with some trouble from a Carter clan that went rogue. They were sending assassins after the Hawk family. We tracked them to a rune in the Vimarks. It turned out to be a trap. Once you went far enough into the rune, there was a magic barrier that kept you from going back. The whole thing was a prison the Grey Wardens were using to hold what they thought was a powerful Darkspawn.
I've never heard of Wardens locking up Darkspawn. Why wouldn't they just kill him and be done with it?
I don't think they could. From what we saw in there, Corypheus can control Wardens somehow. They couldn't attack him. The Wardens locked him up because there was nothing else they could do.
He looks like some sort of blighted creature, but he speaks. What is he exactly?
The Wardens who imprisoned him thought he was just a Darkspawn. But you heard him ranting. He claims he's a Magister. One who assaulted the Golden City, what, more than 1,000 years ago? It seems crazy, but if he's telling the truth, he's one of the people who caused the blights.
You and Hawk both said before he was supposed to be dead.
He was dead. We killed him. The only way for us to escape the prison Corypheus was trapped in was to go through him. We weren't going to just leave the door to his prison open behind us and hope he was dead. We made sure.
All right, I think that's enough about Corypheus.
Okay. Okay.
So mortals try to find the maker, and that becomes...
That's enough. That's enough yapping. Let's send to war table and then do some quests, maybe. Despite their intent to craft a political entity to oppose us, these noble families are too embroiled in their own conflicts to even acknowledge us. We have acquired some additional trading partners who are tired of waiting for a winner to emerge. Hell yeah, nice.
Are you all right, Leliana? Are you? I suppose not. Haven was trying.
Ambassador Montpellier, please convey my thanks to the Inquisitor. The Inquisition soldiers were of great help in clearing the area for the memorial's construction, and the sight of their uniforms raised spirits immeasurably. The monument will stand forever as a testament to the strength and fortitude of the faithful. Marquis du Relion. Dorian's leads were effective. The Inquisition found several locations where these Venatori could be hiding. Advanced camps, purpose unknown. If you wish to deal with these mages, I'm certain Dorian would be pleased. I'll mark the locations on your map should you pass by any on your travels. Skyhold has incredible potential for rune crafting and mastercraft smithing. If only we had a gifted mind to gain full benefit. The war and the Venatori have claimed many experts, but we have located an arcanist with great skill.
Discussed earlier, Ambassador.
I found the money. The Inquisition will compensate the families of those we lost at Haven.
Thank you.
And a reputation for humbling first enchanters in both Andrastian and Imperial circles. 2 assassination attempts and at least 1 explosion have made landholders reluctant to allow her passage through the territory. It will take significant effort to bring her from Tantervale, but this arcanist would be invaluable to the Inquisition. The arcanist has been secured despite great cost and the concern of more than a few traditional-minded mages. She awaits a meeting with the Inquisitor in the Undercroft. Okay. Ruffles. First off, you play a mean hand of Wicked Grace. Second, the lead you dug up for me on finding this Bellenforth guy in Kirkwall is starting to show some promise. I got my editor to look around for me. She's a coterie boss, so people tell her things whether they want to or not. She's tracked down the poor sod carrying the manuscripts out of Kirkwall. This is where it gets weird. The courier is a magistrate, Lord Werner Cameron. Coterie won't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Maybe you could have a polite word with him for me? Magistrate courier? He has to be involved in something else. Let's find out what.
Inquisitor.
Dear Lady Montpellier, there are scandalous rumors flying about Starkhaven, tales that paint the Inquisition as wicked usurpers and thieves. I suspect Lord Trevelyan's relatives, the ones we quieted before with the help of Sister Liliana, are taking their petty vengeance. There is a ringleader. Van Dorner has taken care not to let
You
any
continue,
whisper...
Ryan, you get a nice dick. Like length and girth.
Thanks, Clay.
You should be proud of yourself.
Dr. Glance, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Petty vengeance. There's a ringleader. Where did I fucking stop? But the man who has a tongue as forked as an Elysian bard's. If he could be made an example of, I believe the naysayers will fall silent. Yours truly, Lady Buttleford. 14 minutes, 18 minutes.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor, the allied merchants of the monarchy of Antiva have inquired whether they can assist us in any fashion. They could provide us with some of the finest goods in Thedas, a powerful boost to our prestige, and spread our influence north. The merchant princes will also attempt to ensnare us in contracts so convoluted that we will be internally tied to them. If we are interested, we must send our most skilled negotiators. Our diplomats are well respected, and I feel like we can come out ahead of the bargain if we are prepared to commit to it. Pastor Montpellier. I have chosen a few dozen diplomats to handle the merchant princes. I will, of course, inspect everything we sign myself.
Inquisitor?
Okay. Now that that's done... Oh, I have to... No, I have to go talk to... God damn it. Alright, I guess I'm not going out into the open world yet. There's someone I have to meet in the Undercroft, and then I have to go to Cullen's office, it looks like.
Inquisitor? The Arcanist has arrived.
You should see for yourself.
Hello there.
Harding?
Well, don't just stand there slack-jawed. Let's figure out what you need.
Oh, Dagonoth?
You're the magical advisor.
You're him, the Inquisitor.
I'm him.
I'm Dagna. Arcanist Dagna. It's an honor, Your
Looks
Worship.
exactly
Is
like
that it?
Harding.
The hand anchor mark? It's pretty. Breach was pretty too, in a destroy everything sort of way.
I welcome you to the Inquisition and look forward to your contribution.
Me too. I've heard some impossible things. I love impossible things. Those are the best to make, well, possible. I've looked at Harrod's devices. The precision is fantastic, but typical. Mundane. Old thinking. No disrespect meant to the classical trades, but you need a new perspective.
Who's
I've
this
made
voice
adjustments.
actress?
As long as I keep making them, you can craft just about anything. Almost safely.
You seemed impressed by the anchor. What does it look like to you?
I heard what everyone says what you heard Coryphia say.
It is Laura Bailey.
To me, it says
I know that voice.
The keys do a lot of things.
I just didn't want to say it
Switch.
out of
Some
fear
open
I'd sound like an
some
idiot,
open
but I was like,
everything.
is this...
It sounds like Corypheus made it to open, but it looks like you can use it to close. It may be that simple. It sure is pretty. Wish I could see through it.
What is it you do exactly?
I was born to the forge. That's literal in this mythcast. So the hammer and tong, that's like a heartbeat. But you've a man for that already, and a good one. I'm here because of my passion for magic. Magical study, magical theory, magical enchantment, and through it, the manipulation of masterworks. I studied it all with an objective eye. No secrets, no fears. That lets me apply principles like no other. Maybe one other, but I don't have that wonky of a mind, so I still kind of win.
What's the story with enchanting?
Lyrium is the heart. In certain rational patterns, it beats like something alive. That's how I see it. So, a mage can make your weapons do things, but with the right runes, the right rarities, your toys become wonders. It's the one thing mages can't do. Drives them mad. Literally. Dwarves are resistant, so it doesn't affect us. Mostly.
You have the ability to make exceptional weapons and armor. Masterworks.
There's an art to the forge, as well as enchanting. You need an ear for it. And hands. Eyes, too. Nothing bad to say about Herod on that front. He's wonderful. But there's this little more needed. With the right bits, an edge can be more than an edge. Armor can do more than protect. A hue can be just a bit brighter. In short, smithing can be more. In short.
Another time, Dagna.
Of course. Bring me what you want made, and I'll make sure it goes just right. Well, how are you?
Where does a dwarf go to study magical theory?
Get out. I asked myself that question for years. Turns out, not in Orzammar. I had to start at a circle. I had to fight to do it. Everyone said I couldn't. Everyone. I swept floors in libraries, traded runes for tomes. I met outsiders like me, new thinkers. If there's something to know about magic, I'll find it. There's no barriers to what magic can do, Inquisitor. No matter what they say.
You were quick to join the Inquisition. Is there something you want?
How could I waste a chance to get close to you? And Corypheus? My goodness. And actual physical rifts in the Vale? Also, dwarves? We don't dream. So, when mages talk about it, I can only, well, dream what it would be like. So there's that, and all the things you'll probably find, and what I'll get to make. The rules are different here. Plus, you're paying me a lot. Like, wow, so much.
Where are we getting the money to record that?
What qualifies you to be an arcanist?
I took the title because I'm a magical researcher, philosopher, and master of practical application. And I like it. I can't actually do magic because I'm a dwarf, but that also means no risk of possession. Safer than a mage. It means that every skill I have, I've learned through reason and understanding. Coming from the Smith caste, I know the value of mastering a craft. Did you know dwarves invented enchanting? Probably.
Dagna, show me what you can do.
Do you want fire? The first ask is always fire. It's fire, isn't it? Here's how it goes. Bring me the rare stuff for enchanting or masterworks and prep it here, just like normal. Except it's not normal. It's manipulation of primal forces. And I'll make sure it goes just right. You'll see. They'll all see. Mind your step for things, Inquisitor.
I'll see.
I can't.
Okay. Have Parrot create a masterwork. Got new things. Weapons. Staff of Adon. No, I don't want Dorian to use it. I want Vivian to use it. Fuck Vivian. I guess Dorian will use it. And Vivian, is this better than yours? Staff of Stasis. Yeah, it is. Okay. And then Blade of Tuna Allied. We'll have Cole have it. And we also got a sword. Sword of the Carousel. Cass is our only one using single blade, so we'll have her use that sword. Oh, I love the aesthetic of the blade. The hilt is and the crossguard is a bit much, but the fucking blade itself, that's sick as hell. That's sick as fuck, man. I love that. Okay. Handcraft. Master.
What can I get you?
Any thoughts about our new tenant?
You sure she doesn't own the place? Acts like it.
No offense, it needed work.
And fine work she's done to it. And for you. Don't mind me. Been a lot of change lately. She has an edge, though. Mind it.
I'll be...
Okay. Craft armor. Masterwork. I don't think I have any. No, I do have a masterwork available. But no tier I do, yeah, no tier 4 masterwork. I do have a tier 4 masterwork. 30% chance of masterwork plus 10% to stats on success. Can I find sell? It's just the tactician. Okay. Okay. Then there's a thing in Cullen's office, I guess, now. God damn it. Cullen, don't fucking tell me you're not. Here, we're just gonna go world map. I go back to Haven. No. I have a feeling, yeah, we're not, because there's stuff that's like level 12 here, so we'll come back. I think it is Storm Coast time. Let's do... Varric, Cass... Yeah, let's take Dorian. Wish I could take more with me.
Your worship, for what it's worth, welcome to the Storm Coast. I would have sent word sooner, but our efforts have been delayed.
How so?
There's a group of bandits operating in the area. They know the terrain, and our small party has had trouble going up against them. Some of our soldiers went to speak with their leader. Haven't heard back, though.
I'll look into it.
I'll do what I can to find our people.
Thank you, your worship. That's a relief. The soldiers didn't have an exact location for the bandits, but they were starting their search farther down the beach. With all this fuss, we haven't been able to conduct a proper search for the wardens either. Well, Good luck, and enjoy the sea air. I hear it's good for the soul.
Ah!
This might interest you, sir.
What is it?
This may be worthwhile.
Ooh! I can do that. Several dormant academies at the University of Orlais have requested samples of ore from the Storm Coast.
Inquisitor, I've something for you.
Report.
What is it?
Could prove useful, sir.
What is it this time? Now I need 10 iron again. The same one. Gimme. Alright. No serpent stone for me. Yep, I gotta go to the skull. No, don't fall. Y'all having fun down there? I hope so. Where's this? Where is the third one? Oh, found it.
Disgusting creatures.
Oh no! He's hot!
Krim, how'd we do?
5 or 6 wounded, Chief. No dead.
That's what I like to hear. Let the throat cutters finish up, then break out the casks.
That dude's in a rough state
Inquisitor,
on the ground.
glad you could make it. Come on, have a seat. Drinks will be here in a minute.
Iron Bull, I presume.
Yeah, the horns usually give it away.
No way. Couldn't imagine.
I assume you remember Cremisius Aclassi, my lieutenant.
Good to see you again. Throat cutters are done, Chief.
Already? Have him check again. I don't want any of those Tevinter bastards getting away. No offense, Krem.
None taken. At least a bastard knows who his mother was. Puts him one up on you Canary, right?
So, you've seen us fight.
Guys, thank you for
expensive,
hanging and thank you
but
for the
we're worth
sub.
it.
Have a good rest of your
And I'm sure
night,
the Inquisition can afford us.
morning, day, whatever. How expensive are you?
How much is this going to cost me exactly?
Wouldn't cost you anything personally. Unless you want to buy drinks later. Your ambassador, what's her name? Josephine. We'd go through her and get the payments set up. Gold will take care of itself. Don't worry about that. All that matters is we're worth it.
You definitely seem useful.
The Chargers seem like an excellent company.
They are, but you're not just getting the boys. You're getting
The
me.
boys.
You need a frontline bodyguard. I'm your man. Whatever it is. Demons? Dragons? The bigger the better. And there's one other thing. Might be useful. Might piss you off. Ever hear of the Ben Hasra?
Only a little.
They're a Kunari organization, right? The equivalent of their guards and city watch.
I'd go closer to spies. But yeah, that's them. Or, well, us. The Ben Hasrath are concerned about the Venatori. Tevinter's bad enough without some crazy cult making it worse. I've been ordered to join the Inquisition, get close to you, and send reports on what's happening. But I also get reports from Ben Hasrath agents all over Orlais. You sign me on, I'll share them with your people.
You're a Kunari spy, and you just told me.
Heard a lot of stories about Haven. No idea which ones are true. But I get that this Corypheus guy needs killing. So whatever I am,
he does need killing.
I'm on your side.
You still could have hidden what you are.
From something called the Inquisition. I'd have been tipped sooner or later. Better you hear it right up front from me.
You made the right choice.
What would you send home in these reports of yours?
Enough to keep my superiors happy. Nothing that'll compromise your operations. The Kunari want to know if they need to launch an invasion to stop the whole damn world from falling apart. You let me send word of what you're doing, it'll put some minds at ease. That's good for everyone.
What's in these Ben Hasrath reports you're offering to share?
Enemy movements, suspicious activity, intriguing gossip. It's a bit of everything. Alone they're not much, but if your spy master is worth a damn, she'll put him to good use.
She?
I did a little research. Plus, I've always had a weakness for redheads.
You and I are similar minds. And well, you're hired.
All right, you're in.
Glad to hear it, boss. Krem, tell the men to finish drinking on the road. The Chargers just got hired.
What about the casks, Chief? We just opened them up with axes.
Find some way to seal them. You're Tevinter, right? Try blood magic. We'll meet you back at Skyhold.
We're doing Dorian, Varric, Cass. And they just got all a level up. Love to see it. Dorian, Mind Blast, Varric, we'll draw, Cassandra, and then taking a portion of damage. Oh, yes. That's a good passive. Is there anything back here? Oh, there's some iron. I need that. I'll need lots of it. More spindleweed. Oh, there's a cave. Where I do declare. These are spider webs. I'm not a fan. I can't even see shit.
Die!
Where's the fucking lamp? Oh, wait, no. I can't see. I can kinda see. The goddamn shield. Lame. Aha! Hiding from me. That's really all there was in here. Probably one of these caves we come back to or something with a quest.
Those must be the bandits Harding mentioned.
Sarian Blight. What's to grab the cotton? Yoink. Blood Lotus. Okay. Could keep going down the coast. Yeah, let's go down the coast. Oh my god, that's a lot of iron. I don't mind if I do. Mine. Okay.
They call it the Waking Sea, because it's said that here the Maker's wrath was awakened.
Well, it do be an angry looking sea. I can agree with that one. Don't need stone. Keep picking it up. Spooky cave. We can go this way first before Spooky Cave. Marin's out. Yeah, plenty of spindleweed here. Dragon Lane? Oh boy. Ooh. Gave me the loot. Thank you. You're dead. give me your blood and your scales. Yummy, some might say. Don't know what I'm saying. Oh, here's a fade. Let's go deal with this bitch. Bring him on. Oh. Challenge. You ruddy bastard! You'd be laying at the bottom of the ocean if it weren't for me. That marlin would have spiked and dropped you. You saved your life and that's how you repay me? That catch was ours, we both worked for it. I'm not getting away with this. I'm getting the gold you owe me, even if I have to beat it out of you. Just so you don't run off like the little shit I know you are. I did your sister. That's right. So if you got the stones, meet me by the old camp. We'll settle this. Oh boy. How the fuck do I climb up there? Oh, right here. This is how I climb up there. This little spot. Shit, come on. Astarium. Puzzle time. Ooh. Complex puzzle time. Okay. Ooh. So we want to finish. We want to get back to this one. Shit, I already fucked up. I think we have to start here. Yeah, okay. For a second, I thought I somehow messed it up. No, I did it. Ravenia. Commonly referred to as the Oak, the constellation for Vanus is generally represented by a towering tree with leafless branches. Many scholars believe this is a representation of nature that harkens back to the lore of the early Naromenians, whose beliefs largely align with animism, prior to the rise of the old god worship and the creation of the Tevinter Imperium. Others, however, believe Vanus was originally a constellation of the Elven people, specifically a depiction of Andriel, goddess of the hunt, Tanadal, or Way of Three Trees, is a central tenet of Andriel, and some think that Vanus originally represented this concept. Anything on the... What I meant to do. No, okay. That's for here. There's a hut. Will I be able to see the kaiju battle from here? Should be fighting like right over there, I think. Or are they further down? I can't remember. The large statue situated at Morin's Outlook once served as a marker for ships coming to trade with the dwarves. Beyond an assumed connection with the great port at Darwin's Mouth, nothing is known of the statue's namesake, from the Storm Coast and its history by Brother Vincent, Chantry Scholar. Chapter 2. Magistrate Dunwald's butler had the air of a man who had never risen before dawn in his life. He stared down his nose at Donna Branakovich and his partner Jevlin, as if he were on some lofty balcony above them instead of standing in the parlor in his dressing gown. The magistrate is indisposed. This can wait until a reasonable hour. He gestured for the guards to see themselves out. The magistrate is dead, Donna corrected him. Wake the household. As the butler left, Jevlin shifted uneasily in his new armor. Would the captain be here? You want to go back to the barracks? Be my guest, Donnan said with a shrug, only half listening as he studied the collection displayed in the room. A dozen ancient swords lay nestled in display cases, protected from dust and prying fingers. He moved to lift the lid of the nearest one. Devlin started to protest, but then the doors opened. She had eyes the color of topaz and dark hair that fell across her brow like sword strokes. She strolled into the parlor with such dignified elegance that Donnan didn't realize for several minutes that she was clad in a housecoat and not a ball gown. You have news about my husband. What's Seamus done this time? Forget to pay his bill at the Rose? She seated herself and indicated the guards do the same. Donna nodded at the crew to speak up. Devlin started, no, Lady Dunwald, actually, she interrupted him with a wave. Mariel, please. Lady Mariel, your husband has been murdered. Donna took over for the flustered recruit. When did you see him last? Mariel stared at him, her jewel-colored eyes wide and her voice cracked on. Murdered? Seamus? But a heartbeat, maybe two, passed, and she again became the perfect picture of noble grace. I saw him at dinner, she answered in a tone anyone might use to comment on the weather. He left before dusk. He said he was going to play Wicked Grace with the Comte de Favre. Do you know of anyone who might have wanted him dead? Jevlin asked softly. People want magistrates dead on principle. She gave a wry smile, but her voice grew pained. Criminals, political rivals, even people in his district who disagreed with him. She drifted off, lost in thought, and then turned to Donnan, eyes blazing. A week ago, a letter came. Vague threats. I thought it was nothing, but it upset Seamus. Who sent it? Donnan asked. It wasn't signed, but the seal was 6 crossed swords. Let's do some codex reading. His name is Cole. He's not that old, perhaps 20 years, no more. He has blonde hair that hangs in front of his eyes. He wears dirty leathers, perhaps the only clothes he owns. He was there when you found Reese in the Templar crypt. You couldn't see him. Nobody can, and those who do forget him. And those who do forget him, just like you are right now. Remember the dream, a letter allegedly written by former Knight Captain Evangeline de Brassard, found in the spire in the aftermath of the Mage Uprising. Inquisitor, if you believe that this Cole truly wishes to help the Inquisition and be trusted to do so safely, I am willing to give him a chance to prove himself. As Solus insists that he's a spirit made and manifest in the form of a young man, not a demon possessing an unwilling victim, I can see that he may not be malicious. Nevertheless, Cole's abilities concern me. I would ask Liliana to have him watched, but most of Skyhold seems unable to see the spirit or remember him even if informed of his existence. The servants complain of odd occurrences, items mislaid or moved to strange locations, but have thus far been unable to see or remember the person responsible. Such actions appear harmless thus far, but I remain vigilant. Etc. Cole appreciates the Inquisition helping those who are hurting and in need. M, my dear friend, I completely understand the difficulty you face. To have such well-equipped bandits attack your family's caravan so regularly and with such exquisite knowledge of your shipping schedules, indeed highly unfortunate. There is no shame at all in finding your household guards wanting in such trying circumstances. To answer your question, when faced with my own troubles last year, I employed the Bull's chargers. Their leader, the Iron Bull, is a Kunari, a great horned giant of a man. He looked like a savage, but spoke like a gentleman. He seems unstoppable in combat, but is far more clever than a simple swordsman. His mercenaries were costly, but they were both strong enough to protect my family's caravans and clever enough to discover how the bandits came into such luck in their attacks upon my family. Bandits have been no trouble at all since, and a baron of our mutual acquaintance effusively assured me that he would be greatly surprised if they ever again caused us difficulty. If you wish to employ the Iron Bull, I can provide you with his contact information, as well as a list of the liquors he enjoys most particularly. Will your husband also be present in these negotiations, or will you be making the acquaintance of the Iron Bull in a more intimate setting? If so, we shall have to talk the next time our men go hunting. Yours in friendship, B. A letter lifted from a hidden drawer in a noble woman's vanity and copied carefully before being returned. I've heard the name Hawk, or on several lips this week. Many of us blame the champion for the events in Kirkwall, which sparked a war and hurled all Thedas into chaos. Can we truly fault Hawk for what he did? Here was a poor refugee from Ferelden who came to the Free Marches fleeing the Blight. Coming from a family of apostates, Hawk must have spent his life hiding from Templars, hearing about the abuses to which mages under the care of the Circle were subjected. Make no mistake, there were abuses. We will never find a peaceful solution to this conflict until we admit that we were partially responsible. Imagine how it must have been for Hawk when he rose to prominence for his role in ending the Kunari threat of 934. From refugee to champion of Kirkwall, Hawk's position gave him power and influence. Nothing could touch him. But although the champion of Kirkwall walked free, there were mages in the gallows who did not. The thought must have rankled. Are the champion's actions during the mage uprising so hard to understand, given all I have said? Following the destruction of the Chantry, Knight Commander Meredith invoked the right of annulment and called for the execution of every mage in Kirkwall. It was not right. Another injustice added to an already lengthy list. Hawk knew it and stood against her. He put himself between the Templars and the mages they sought to destroy, and became a legend. Even though he later disappeared, fleeing Kirkwall and the Chantry's justice, what happened in Kirkwall that day changed Thedas forever. By defying Meredith and our order, Hawk became a beacon for the Mage Rebellion. It gave the mages hope, rallied them. They fought back, and here we now stand on the eve of the Divine Conclave, seeking peace before the rebellion destroys us all. Knight Commander Martu of Montsimard, speaking to Templars attending the Divine Conclave. I think I'm gonna stop there for today. We did not really make, much progress. It was a lot of talking. But still some sort of progress nonetheless, I feel like. Man, I like this game so much, man. I really enjoy it. It's probably mainly the world building and the lore that's carrying it. Because, the dialogue is... I don't want to say it's cringy. Because it necessarily isn't. It's just the style of the game. And I wouldn't call... If a game is leaning into a style, I wouldn't call it cringy, you know? I don't know. Let's see, is there anyone live that I feel like raiding with just 2 people? No. Alright. Y'all, thanks for hanging tonight. I may or may not be live tomorrow night. I'm not sure. Either might hang out with some friends for 4th of July. I have not decided yet, so good night.